in a press conference held on Wednesday afternoon.
We, the grand jury, find that the Huntsville Police Department is a particular and ongoing threat to public safety, that there is a rampant culture of corruption in the Huntsville Police Department, that the death of former Huntsville dispatcher Chris Willingham is the direct result of Huntsville Police Department's negligence, lack of procedure, general incompetence, and disregard for human life.
I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Adams Drugs has been committed to the healthcare of the people of the River Region for over 62 years. We value the trust each customer has in our pharmacists, techs, and entire staff. If you have not experienced the difference of Adams Drugs and are not satisfied with the customer service that you get in the big box stores, we invite you to visit any of our locations and see how committed we are to your satisfaction. Adams Drugs offers a variety of services that you will not find in all pharmacies in the River Region. Personalized compounding, area-wide delivery, wellness screenings, immunizations, medication consultations, and specialized packaging, just to name a few. Visit us at our website, adamsdrugs.net, and find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs has 12 convenient locations to serve you. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Adams Drugs is your local Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh, really? Don't even play.
Shut up, silly woman. I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
How you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Hold on to your butt.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program here on a beautiful but chilly, that wind out there. Woo! But it's a Thursday. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio, looking well-dressed today.
Thank you, Joey.
You're looking dapper. What do you got going on? See, I'm not wearing a hat, and you're actually dressed well. I don't know what this is. What's in the water today?
Well, it's chilly out there, as you
It
know.
is, yeah, with the wind chill especially.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I had to do some video shoots this morning, so I put on a turtleneck because it was chilly.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go outside, so I put on this vest real quick. Just had to run outside real quick because I'm usually mocking people openly that
about
wear a
vest and
men, women.
turtlenecks. You've mocked me.
But I happened to catch myself in the mirror as I walked by going outside, Joey. And I honestly, I'm not a vain person. I'll admit that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped and said, "Damn, you look good."
You do look good, but I got to ask, where'd you get the vest? Did you have it in the back of the closet or something?
Well, Joey, I'm going to be very honest with you. This vest does not belong to me. It does belong to my wife. I'm hoping it's a man's vest, but I'm rocking it anyway.
That's your wife's vest.
I think it came from the men's department.
You decided to wear a turtleneck in your wife's winter vest.
No one knew until just now.
Let me.
I mean, look, does it look womany? I don't think so.
It's a little puffy in certain spots, yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, sorry.
That's just me.
I apologize. That's rude of me.
I had a great lunch, Joey. My bad.
Oh, and what a day, what a day, what a day. We have a lot to get to today. Mitch McConnell not seeking re-election.
Not?
Yeah, he's not.
Good.
But he should go ahead and resign.
I wish he would.
Don't just, I'm going to retire here in like 5 years.
I would celebrate.
No, why don't you resign like right now?
I would celebrate him if he did.
More than 6,000 IRS workers to be laid off before the end of the week. The first openly gay federal judge threatens to block executive order on transgender troops, claims two genders, quote, not biologically correct.
Okay, not a judge, not sane, needs to be off the bench immediately.
Trump orders agencies to stop taxpayer funding of illegal migrants. Could save hundreds of billions. Trump also designates Mexican drug cartels foreign terrorist organizations. Trump also says the federal government should take over Washington, D.C. The
Did they not
locals,
already?
y'all are annoying.
Are we missing something?
Ninth Circuit refuses to reinstate Trump order on birthright citizenship, so we're going to get an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court.
Good.
There's a great DOGE story about a guy who's been working in the Social Security Administration for years who helped DOGE, worried he was going to be fired when he helped them because he'd seen the waste for years.
Yeah.
And then his boss was fired, and he was promoted.
Okay.
It's
That's
beautiful.
kind of how I assumed a lot of this would work. The encouragement of, you tell us what's going on, and we'll kind of reward you for that.
And of course, we also have new lookovers of climate change. And would you believe that the studies that got like government funding, NGO funding, had approximately 9 times more likely to find a positive association between climate change and geophysical characteristics of hurricanes?
That's shocking, Joey.
So they're more likely to be alarmist in plain language, to say the weather's getting worse, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. It's interesting if you get the government funding. Tuberville is describing Democrats as like a spoiled brat.
Yeah, I saw that.
They just want to spend money. And Katie Britt has filed a bill helping out Bobby Kennedy. Well, thank you, Katie. I need to work on my RFK Jr. It's just strange.
I'll just punch you in the throat and go from there.
Okay, yeah. Hit me in the kidney, actually. But Katie Britt files bill to exclude junk food from SNAP benefits. And then, of course, we have a story here that's gone national. You mentioned it to me off air yesterday. This is the Huntsville Police Department. They're in Coleman.
Yeah.
Tiny town. And joining us to talk about this and other things, we have Erica Thomas, editor-at-large at 1819 News. Hey, Erica, how you doing today?
Hey, y'all. I do agree. I think both of y'all look amazing today.
Oh,
Joey, you're really giving off the Keanu Reeves vibes. And Eddie, you shouldn't have even told anybody that was a women's fest.
I had to
no
before
clue.
Joey did.
It's kind of a woman's fest.
How does it look womany? I think it looks very manly.
You can't tell on camera. You cannot tell on camera.
Thank you, Erica.
It's the matte black. It's sort of the...
You don't like it when I look good.
It's fine. It's unisex. We'll call it that.
No, I don't
Joey
like that
obviously doesn't shop at the men's section of Gap because they have
Oh,
those.
he's at the kids' Gap. Everybody knows that.
I will... how did this get turned around to me? You're wearing your wife's vest and a turtleneck.
Yes.
Because it's cold outside.
It's a little chilly outside.
It's so
It's a
cold.
little chilly outside.
And somehow it turns back on me that I wear children's clothes. But Erica, it's great having you on. And I know you've done a lot of reporting here. Stories very much trending there at 1819news.com right now about Huntsville and corruption, deep corruption. Multiple officers, including the chief who had just been put in, arrested. So what the heck was going on in this small town police department?
Yeah, I think it's really important to point out the details about this police chief. A lot of news outlets just did not talk about it that much yesterday, but when the district attorney's office came out and said basically this police department is being operated like some criminal masterpiece. Criminal masterminded operation. It was crazy. Everybody was just shocked to hear about this. But let's go back to one of the people arrested, and that is the police chief, Jason Shane Marlin. Now, he just became police chief in August. Only 2 weeks after he became police chief, one of the dispatchers apparently got into the evidence room because it was definitely compromised. There was a huge hole, a cinder block size hole in the wall. Apparently got a hold of some drugs somehow, some way, and died at the office. That was only 2 weeks after Marlin became police chief. Now, the former police chief, he had decided to retire in April, so I don't really know what happened there, but he left. And then Marlin had only been with the police department for 3 years at that time, but he had a 20-year career with Birmingham Police. So looking back at that history, you can see this guy was in law enforcement for a while, but not necessarily with the Huntsville Police Department very long. So it's interesting. I just wonder how much he knew at that time what was going on. But he is among those charged. And we're talking about failure to report, basically, is what he was charged with, in tampering with physical evidence. Now, the case includes the death of that dispatcher, but also there was some kind of drug dealing operation going on behind the scenes that had nothing to do with the evidence room.
Okay.
So we really got two issues going on here. We've got the drug dealer police and his wife, allegedly, and then some other officers involved. And then we've got the evidence room and the lack of security they had around that evidence room. And the DA yesterday was very powerful words. It's like, this is going to impact a lot of our cases. You know, the integrity of cases in which that evidence was being used has just been smashed. That evidence is no good. It's been compromised. So it'll be interesting to see just how many cases are going to be impacted.
And it's what's interesting is, again, as you just said, the drugs were not the ones necessarily in the evidence room, but it sounds like everybody there, like at least the top brass and a lot of folks working there, they're just a bunch of drug addicts. It's like, let's get high on the job and wear the badge. Like it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I've talked to people in the community, people that knew some of these people, and off the record, they are telling me that there's at least one person involved in this, that their family has a known drug history. And so this is something
Is it excuse me for interrupting me, is it the guy on the top left of the mug shots?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
His mugshot was interesting. I'm not really sure what he did with the Huntsville Police Department, but just based on obvious, I guess, physical, medical issues, he probably, he probably wasn't on the streets every day. I don't know, but yeah, it was one of the other ones.
Okay.
And I don't really want to say, because I don't want to say, oh, this family's a known drug family, you know, and talk bad about somebody without, you know, evidence. But I'm just telling you, there was people in the community that had an idea of what was going on here. That's how big of an operation this was. And so I think it's very good that these people are being held accountable if they are found guilty. Remember, always innocent until proven guilty, but there's obviously a lot of evidence backing up these claims. The DA had photos yesterday of people halfway in the evidence room through that cinder block hole. I mean, that was obviously something that could have been an easy fix, but it seems like it might have been left that way for a reason.
Yep.
And then this one dispatcher, Christopher Michael Willingham, I'm looking at the number of drugs, and again, this is not necessarily from the evidence room. I don't know, but he died in his office. The combined toxic effects of fentanyl, gabapentin, diazepam, ephemphetamine, and a couple others. It's a whole mix. What in the world?
Yeah, this was opioids mixed with pain relievers and muscle relaxants. Some of these medications are taken by people who may have epilepsy, sleep issues, you know, there's just an array of things. So we don't know what he was prescribed and what came from that evidence room. They did not detail that at this point. But it was a lot. He had a lot in his system, enough to kill him. And so that's kind of one of the things that raised eyebrows. You know, I've never heard of a dispatcher having access to an evidence room. There is zero reason that would need to happen.
Absolutely insane. And then you've got another report here that came out, I believe, today. This is with Lee County, the Lee County Sheriff's Office. The headline is Lee County Sheriff's Office appears to provide misleading information on staffing issues. And y'all were requesting, because there's an investigation to a few deputies there.
Yeah, so this is a investigative story I've been working on for a couple of weeks. And the Sheriff, Jay Jones, gave me very little information once he did, and seemed to leave out some of the important details. He said that, long story short, these deputies were kind of looked at by the DA's office there in Lee County because they were allegedly pulling over and ticketing people in Russell County, very close by. But, those cases had to be thrown out because they're Lee County deputies. That's out of their jurisdiction. They're not supposed to be doing stuff in Russell County. So apparently they were falsifying reports, trying to make this look real. So no one knew about this case, and I was looking into it for a while, and also contacted the DA's office. I gave them a call. I emailed them. I do live far away from there, so my reporting into this had to be remote.
Sure.
Unfortunately. So I attempted to get just basic information, and I actually never do this, but I screenshotted the emails from my inbox and put them in this story so that people can see just how authorities often change words here and there or omit information just to hide the facts from the public. And I feel like this is a perfect example of that. If you read the words that the sheriff said to me, he did confirm that there was 3 patrol deputies no longer employed. They resigned because of procedural violations, is what he told me. Well, he didn't mention that there was a 4th that I asked about that was also demoted, and that this was all due to jurisdictional violations. He said there was no investigation in progress. Well, a story broke yesterday on a local TV station over there, and a reporter over there that just does like a lot of basic reporting. And she got information from the DA's office. There is an investigation ongoing. This case has been brought to the attention of other agencies in the area, and that she couldn't say if charges were going to be filed or not. There's no way to know that at this point. But these deputies are accused of falsifying reports. I mean, this could be a perjury case, and so there's still a lot of questions around this. I have my first story, I put out very basic information that I was given because I just wanted to see if I got any bites on it.
Right.
And so that's how this TV station lady got the story. And then she was just able to get a little bit more information, but I think there's a lot more digging to do here to really get down to what exactly happened. It's not looking good.
Well, keep on digging then, and I'm happy to talk about it. Before I let you go, kind of one thing, I'm seeing a headline here. U.S. Rep. Moore talks more federal funding for the I-10 bridge and Mobile Bay projects, and I know that's a big deal down in your neck of the woods and many Alabamians down there. But I'm kind of like, oh man, I miss Barry Moore being my congressman. I've got Shamari figures now. Thank you, federal courts. But it looks like Barry Moore is hitting the ground running, representing that part of the state.
Yeah, just like he said he would. One of the main things he's been looking at, even before he took this position, was the Interstate 10 Bridge and Mobile Bayway project. We already have some federal funds coming in for this project, but it is a massive project that's going to need more. And so Barry Moore, he said it kind of funny this week when he was speaking in front of the Mobile Chamber of Commerce's Forum, Alabama. He said, well, maybe we will get more federal funds if we painted the road gold and named it after President Donald Trump. Of course, I just thought that was a great way, like Trump Highway. Can you imagine?
Right next to the Gulf of America.
We need to do it before somebody else does.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeehaw, America. But yeah, so it was a funny way to put it, but he obviously is still focusing on this. He wants to get this project done. This will take a while to do either way, but we also have local authorities that are going to try to pitch in and push this project through. The Alabama Department of Transportation has applied for a grant. There's one grant that's called the TIFIA grant that would be huge. That would mean 49% of the project would be covered. That would be really good. We need to get that one. And I think with Donald Trump in office and then Barry Moore to back us up, that's a big possibility.
Well, we shall see. And maybe Alabama will get a bunch. It feels like both senators in particular are tight with Trump, and maybe Alabama will get some love. I know there are people worried because of the federal jobs cuts and stuff. I think Alabama's going to be all right for the most part. But I appreciate your reporting, your time as always, Erica. If folks want to check out what you're writing about, think about, or get in touch with you, how can they do so?
Well, first of all, go to 1819news.com. Definitely, all of our reporters right now, especially, they're in Montgomery. They're watching the legislative session, and every single day they have some insider information that no one else has. Our reporters there are incredible, so definitely go check that out. You can subscribe to exclusive content. You can subscribe to our daily newsletter, which is free, and we don't send too many of those. You can also email the entire team at news@1819news.com. And at the bottom of all of our stories is our personal email addresses to our own inboxes. So just check it out, 1819news.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook.
Well, appreciate it as always. And until next week, God bless.
God bless.
Again, that's Erica Thomas with 1819news.com. She's the editor at large there at 1819news.com. We're getting a lot of comments rolling in.
Oh?
Yeah.
About my female vest, which I've double-checked it is male.
But your wife bought it.
Yeah, probably.
And not for you, for herself.
Oh, she knows not to buy this stuff for me.
Did you drive in your wife's convertible?
I did not. I took the truck today.
It's a little cold for the
extra manliness. Yeah.
It's a little cold for the convertible.
I thought about it.
But Mark Cumbie says, yo, turtlenecks are stereotyped, you know. I'll never wear one. Mark's a smart man.
Well, what's the stereotype with a turtleneck? I mean,
if you got to ask, Slothman says, yo, Joey, nice hair, dude. I've been growing it myself. Thank you.
Have you?
Thank you so much.
You've been growing that all by yourself? You remember when it was halfway down your back? Do you ever miss that long hair?
No, that was nasty.
I mean, the upkeep on that had to be...
No, because I didn't upkeep it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like, why'd you decide to grow your hair out? Despair and melancholy. Apathy. It was not, and it looked that way.
No, it was the look that I knew, but I always thought, as a guy, a lazy guy myself, man, the upkeep on that's got to be foofka.
Yeah, and he goes on saying, y'all's favorite millennial tuning in. Thanks, Sloth Man. John Wick looking boy. Wow, that's high praise. And the Romex Angler with a long missive here.
Oh?
Okay. I suppose since my fat shaming didn't work, I could go back to the fashion. That's too much forehead to not wear a hat. And how many sweatshirts do you own? I weighed in at a solid 200 today.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm down like 35, 40 pounds. So you can shame me all you like. And I can't help my forehead.
You can't. You're right.
Well, it's also this angle of this camera, like
straight
straight
on.
on.
If you were bald, but you've got a beautiful set of hair. So having a little bit of forehead, that ain't nothing.
Right.
You got a beautiful set of hair there, man.
It's like Joey Costanza in The Year of the Sweatshirt.
I thought that was funny. Sorry, but that one was funny.
I was wearing 2XL. This is a large, Romex. You're not going to get to me.
I don't think he's talking about the size so much, everybody. Just the repetitiveness of the sweatshirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
but
it's
I think
easy.
it's because you've been working out.
No, but I don't want to wear button-up shirts. And it's cold outside.
Wait, this is from a guy who will bust out a suit in a minute.
Not really. If I got to go to some gala
or
event.
If there's a certain individual perhaps coming in the show that day, you will bust out a jacket.
What are you talking about? Last time someone came in, I was wearing jeans I hadn't washed in 2 weeks, and if somebody on X noticed.
Really?
Yeah. Ooh. That was one of those comments I told you the other week that hurt.
Dang, like, that is a stinger,
did you
man.
Zoom in on my jeans to see how wrinkled they were?
How obsessed you got to be there,
kind of amazing. Okay, he's now saying 5 head. Man, I can't lose weight off my head. This is partly why I have neck problems, the weight of what I know.
Really?
Yeah. That's a
good one.
God, now, great job with the weight loss, Keanu Reeves. Thanks. Okay, now I can't.
You did lose weight.
I can't.
And it shows. It showed.
Yeah, I know. I had to look at myself when we edit this thing.
Remember when a couple years ago, we went to that radio awards thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
and I was pregnant.
And then you put that suit on again at another time, and it was kind of swallowing you a little bit.
Right, yeah. I had to get a new one.
Yeah.
All right.
So that shows
productivity.
It shows advancement, man.
Yeah, and I know there's been all this argument with the transgenderism stuff that men can't get pregnant. I'm like, have you been to Alabama?
That's where, well, never mind. It's not radio.
I know a few people that I love to death. They're good men.
Mm-hmm.
they look pregnant.
It's a little bit of beer belly. Also,
I'm not talking about a little beer belly. You know exactly what I'm talking about, where it's got a whole, like, its own gravitational pull going on.
You say that women don't look that way? Especially here in Alabama?
Yeah,
with
but
their
they
little
put it on.
penguin leg?
They put it on in other ways, where it's like she ain't
they
pregnant. She's just got front butt. She ain't pregnant. It just goes all to her legs.
Ugh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But a lot of them will have the penguin legs and then just this Humpty Dumpty thing.
Mm-hmm. So what a great choice. Going to the comment section. Thank you all
Love
for
the
tuning
comments.
in.
They were nice to me today. I love the comment.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Joe.
Hey, Joe. How you doing, man?
Yeah, hey. Yeah, a lot of these senior programs, they have food subsidy programs with their Medicare insurance plans.
Yeah.
And they do not allow junk food. So I think it's a good idea of what Kennedy's doing.
Oh,
here,
100%.
Taking this free junk food out of the hands of these other families, a lot of them young with young kids.
Well, and I love that Katie Britt's bringing it up in the Congress, and she'll probably be a big part of the farm bill.
Yeah.
And maybe this could be a good thing for Alabama farmers and less of a, say, government subsidy to big, highly processed food corporations.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, because these foods affect people mentally, too. So the less we can get out of people's diets, the more we can get out of people's diets, it's just plain junk.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Here,
Especially, I don't think it's the government's role to buy anyone junk food.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to keep you fed, okay? But that, we don't buy you junk food.
Yeah. So I give all kudos to Kennedy. He's got a good idea there.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Thanks, man.
And old friend of ours, Jonathan Strange.
How is Jonathan?
He actually commented on that. He's doing well. And
is he mocking my vest?
No,
I kinda
no.
feel
I
like he'd
shared a
appreciate
Brian Dawson thing where it's that Oliver guy who did
Yeah.
the Richmond over Richmond or whatever.
Fudge rounds.
If you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to go to your bag of fudge rounds.
Yes.
And
Very powerful line.
Jonathan Strange responded to that and said, as an EBT baby myself, I agree. And I think there are a lot of folks who escaped poverty, escaped tough situations. They look back on the support systems that were around them, and some did provide support, but often it keeps people there.
Well, not only
keeps
that,
people stuck in bad habits.
Same with me. Grew up in that diet, so I continue that diet in my adult life, and that's what essentially happens. You don't think about getting something healthy. I got a hole in my gut. I need to go get oatmeal pie. I need to go get some junk food.
No, like every morning, let's get a 20-ounce Red Bull. Oof. Let's get like 2 oatmeal. We'll get oatmeal cream pie and a fudge round. Why not?
Why not?
Right. And then sometimes you have to stop by Chick-fil-A and get the spicy chicken biscuit with pepper jack cheese. And it's like, I know it's for salads, but give me some of that avocado lime ranch.
That's pretty good. Not as good as my lunch, but that's pretty good.
There's a guy named Michael, who I essentially lived with, and he gave me that recommendation. And I think he was conspiring. It's like, watch this guy balloon.
I was going to say, were you a little bit skinnier than him? And he's like, I can fix this.
No, Michael's always been in shape, but it's like, he's a good guy. I think he just had fun messing with me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, hope he's doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while. 272-9228 again is our number. Hey, look, another call on line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hola.
Hey, Paul.
I had to steal that line from my buddy Dog.
How you doing, Paul?
What y'all doing?
Okie
dokie. Aight. Hey, Eddie, where the hell you been, man?
I've been down and out.
Playing hooky?
I've been down and out. I had the flu there for about a week where, man, I couldn't do nothing.
I know.
You've been playing hooky. I know how it is.
Paul, I don't know if you heard yesterday, but when he had to get up like on Monday and leave early, which he looked like he was hurting, so I was like, okay, go, man. And I asked him, like, what's going on? He's like, my stomach, I think I ate, I'm just going to exaggerate, I think I ate too much strawberry pie I made myself.
Right. I felt that way.
I think it's the acid. And
I thought it was too much
I made that
acid
pie
in my
myself,
stomach,
and I thought I'd have some pie in the morning, and then it started to get the bubble guts. And
Turns out it was the flu.
Right, yeah. Right. Wasn't the pie.
No, but I threw the pie away just in case it was what brought the flu into the house.
Yeah, they was, one day last week you was talking about it. I was on my way in, and you had made a comment about certain food, and Eddie's name was in it. And I tried to call in. I forget exactly what I was going to say, and I remember now. I was going to say, Joey, Now, mentioning Eddie's name in food right now, he's hanging over the porcelain throne, nauseated, not knowing if it's going to come up or not.
There were some rough moments like that. I did find the nickel that I swallowed when I was about 6 years old. I saw it come through.
Oh, nice. Finally passed it.
Yeah, good to know that. That's where that 5 cents went.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
It finally came up and went bye-bye.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you survive on? Theraflu popsicles?
Popsicles, mostly popsicles, because anything else was just going by the wayside.
Wait, like popsicles with sticks are the ones that come in the long plastic thing.
I had a couple of those.
And you get the cut on your lip.
Yeah, I had a couple of those to begin with, but thank God my lovely wife went and got me some really, honestly, healthy popsicles. They had the fruit stuff in it.
Ooh.
Yeah. But
like strawberry?
Now, Eddie, hold that thought and go back to that nickel at 5 years old. I know you're like me, just a little bit under 100.
Uh-huh.
You didn't go digging for that nickel and see if it was a buffalo head and might have been a rare vintage. I might be sitting on about $100,000.
I thought about that later on, but then I thought, at the time it would have been kind of a messy job. Wouldn't have been worth it to kind of catch it. So I just swallowed another one. I'll wait another 50 years and we'll see what happens.
All right, that's been a good trip down last memory lane. But anyway, y'all almost got me sidetracked there with all that. But I was just kind of wondering, you reckon Brother Kennedy there is going to try to do something about some of these wheats and grains that are on the market now that are heavily bleached and really just are not healthy for us? Because look at other places in the world where they eat a lot of different kind of breads and they don't get all that fat on them. I mean, I love bread.
Oh, I agree with you, Paul.
And I know that you can go to certain markets and you can buy the healthy stuff. But great days, you got to make special trips to go to these certain markets to find the good stuff. Whereas if it was in everyday stores, we go shopping, we just pick up the good stuff.
That's a good point. I do know this, and you hear it very often, where Americans travel overseas and they eat better over there than they do when they were here, and they tell you they come back, they feel healthier. They eat the same food, they eat the same breads, they eat the same everything, and then you kind of look at our ingredients.
You sure it was that, or is more you for the first time in years you were walking?
That could have something to do with
it. Well, both of the ladies from the earlier show, both have done a little bit of traveling in the past couple of months to foreign lands, and they was boasting about how healthy everybody looked in the other lands where they was at and what they was eating and whatnot. And that got me thinking, well, if Brother Robert gets in there, maybe he can change some of this for the coming man. And
that'd
I
be
got
nice.
thinking, well, wait a minute. A lot of us love our breads. A lot of us love our pastas, and as far as just spaghetti noodles in general, you think about looking at Asian people, they eat a lot of noodles. They eat a lot of rices, grains, and whatnot, too. But for the most part, they're not all bloated and plumped up like a lot of us are that love that kind of stuff. Just one of those thoughts that makes you go,
Well, I think Bobby Kennedy's on it, and it's good to see our own senator introducing that into the Congress.
Yeah, we'll have to see how far it goes.
Indeed.
Hopefully and prayerfully, everything will go well with this. And actually, I hope it goes farther, and Brother Robert gets to hold this post, because you're not going to be able to do what needs to be done. And what they have on something like that, 2 years or 4 years?
It'll be 4 years, but it's going to be, I think, 3.5 years of just fighting.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the call, Paul.
All right.
Thank you, Paul.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Again, that's 334-272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And, we often get talking about Josh and his brilliant work with custom design and repairs and all that. But, I feel necessary to point out that Leslie Ryder, when you go look at the beautiful inventory there, and you're just blown away, you're like, I don't even know what to choose. There's so many things I want here in Dillon Rings. It's because of Leslie Ryder. her taste, her sense of what to have in inventory. And that's exactly what they're doing, an inventory spotlight today on Facebook. Just go to Dylan Rings and you can look at what I'm looking at right here. It's a 14 karat emerald shaped ring with natural diamonds.
It's beautiful.
1.5 carats of natural diamonds. Oh, wow. It has diamonds on every face of the ring. The European shank will help this big top ring stay upright on your finger, too. So it secures it in place. If you go in to Dylan Rings today and tell them that Joey sent you, you can get this ring for $4,375 instead of the regular price of $6,250.
Wow. That's a deal.
That's an incredible deal. It's over $2,000 in savings right there. But you got to hurry. There's only one left there, and the spotlight sale ends February 28th. So get by there to Dylan Rings. Go check this out. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Emerald and diamond ring. And if you tell them Joey sent you, you get like $2,000 off. Better hurry up.
That's a heck of a discount.
And we'll tell you more about Dylan Rings coming up later. By the way, I made the mistake. I need to, Josh, if you're listening, I need to get a crash course in like what KW means and CTW means. You know that, Eddie?
Yeah, why do you need to know that?
Yeah, because I don't.
Oh, it's a man thing. You're right.
It's a man thing?
Yeah.
Like knowing the different. Anyway, Dylan Rings, they're a great sponsor. And get by and see them today. We'll tell you more about them a little later in the show.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey, man. Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdit. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Super clean.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hello, this is Pam with All About the Bounce. We have been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for a little over a month now and have seen great results. Thank you, Blue Water, for helping us to bring the bounce to more customers across the river region. Radio advertisement is definitely the best advertisement.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the river region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folk helping local business.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka.
If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
We are 27 days till spring, but winter rules today with the return of Arctic air. A very cold day today with a high around 41. Sunshine, but winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour will make wind chill a factor for sure. Cold weather advisory in effect tonight with the overnight low temperature by dawn down to about 20. Wind chill factor as low as 12, if not lower. Friday sunshine, but I don't think we make it out of the 40s for a high temperature. A little bit better over the weekend. I've got us around 57 on Saturday, teasing 60 degrees on Sunday, and how about 67 on Monday? There are some warmer days ahead, including 72 Tuesday. Stay warm. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon, or as we call this show online, Joey Clark Live. You can always watch on YouTube or X. Just Joey Clark Live on YouTube, or just sign up on the X platform.
It's the easiest way.
At the Joey Clark is my handle. Eddie's on X.
Yes.
And follow a few others. It's a great way to get information as it's flowing in.
Man, I post so much crap on there.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's political stuff. It's one of the few places I can go.
Yeah.
And I get what I'm looking for. I don't have to search it out. You know, most things I follow are exactly what I want. So I take a lot of it and just retweet it. Some people like it, some people not so much.
Oh, yeah. It takes some getting used to, honestly.
Yeah,
really
honestly, it does.
Yeah.
Especially if you jump from like Facebook to Twitter. It's kind of, not to be funny, but it's like going from junior high school to a high school type situation where things are a little bit more serious.
I'm getting tired of Facebook, honestly, but I'm trying to come back. It was punishing us, essentially. I'll tell the audience. It was punishing us for putting our stream on there every day.
You know why? It was taking all their viewership.
No, like only like 80 people are seeing this thing.
That was
and I'm
all
like,
their viewership.
Wait, I've got like 10,000 people following and friending on this thing, and like 100 of those people see it. It's like BS.
Well, a lot of times I'll have, like you say, you have 100 views and you have 2 likes. You're like, I think something's up with that. Yeah.
I don't care about your big American flag, Zuckerberg. And of course, his comeback could be, be better. Tried not to suck, as John Kennedy has been saying. But here is President Trump. This was a big speech yesterday. Well, he's going to bring up the DOGE dividend.
Yes.
And saving taxpayers billions and billions of dollars every single day. And there's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt, which is, if you look at value, if it were a real estate balance sheet, the debt is tiny, but we still want to pay it down. Doesn't matter. We don't look at it as a piece of real estate. It's America. We're going to get it down through intelligence, hard work, and as Elon said, a word called caring. You have to care. By doing this, Americans will tell us where there's waste. Yep. They'll be reporting it themselves. They participate in the process of saving money. So many of the men and women in this room, as an example, they pay tremendous amounts of taxes. And here are just a few examples of where your money was going before I came along. These are just some of the, just taken at random. Oh, there are much worse examples than this. I was just looking at them before the speech, and I can tell you they were much worse. And there are some that are horrible, but I don't want to really say them because they're very, very embarrassing.
But what do you think of this DOGE dividend, Eddie?
I think, I love the idea of it, and I don't know if we'll ever get to see it, but boy, did that quiet down some common folks. Oh, wait, You going to give me some of that money back?
Can you give me $5,000?
I don't so much care about the USA
Give me
ID
five-
anymore. I'm not so mad at the Elon Musk anymore. He can have my information.
Wait, they're going
now.
to cut all that spending and give it to me?
Boy, and honestly, from a PR move, genius.
Well, of course, we got to go to the Democrats' response. And she's a rising leader in the Democratic Party.
Oh.
Of course, I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett.
Well,
When she called out Marjorie Taylor Greene with that bad butch body, I was like, oh no, this is a rising star.
She's a very effective communicator. I'll give her that.
And she is asked about this. This is ABC News, I believe, asking her about the DOGE dividend. Well, you could probably guess what she's going to say, but we'll play it anyway.
Now, President Trump says he likes the idea of giving some of the savings from DOGE back to Americans as kind of a dividend. Would you support that?
Listen, he's just telling a lie. He's not the one that had anything to do with the $1,200 refunds that people had during the midst of COVID that was done by Democratic House and Democratic Senate. Right now, what they're going once in a lifetime, because we know that Ebola, unfortunately, was detected right here in New York here recently. And if we continue down this road of getting rid of scientists or deciding that...
So stupid.
Yes, she is.
Well, no, I mean, she's smart enough to know how to redirect. But it's just like, really, you're just getting rid of all the smart people and the scientists. It's like, y'all literally call for just giving people money all the time.
$20.
All y'all Democrats do that.
I'll bet you $20 right now within a year, she'll be facing charges.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The louder they yell, the more guilty they are.
And Trump also has promised another thing to do with the nation's money.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, there's a place called Fort Knox.
Got flooded, though, Joey.
It got flooded?
Got flooded the other day. You know, we're supposed to get,
We're supposed to audit, but there was a flood?
Yeah, the flood. And that flood, because of the acid rain, it washed all the gold away.
But here's Trump breaking it down.
We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there.
Are they
You know that? We're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that?
You know about that?
That was that
Sorry
bad.
for the sound, but this is on Air Force One.
That was that bad bump.
That's a bad bump.
That was a bad bump.
Oh, that was a bad bump. I tried some of the cocaine that Hunter left on the plane.
That was that bad bump.
Keep going.
Are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll see what happens. But one of the things we do want to look, I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the gold have gone?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
So what do you think? What do you think they're going to find?
I don't know. Well, Troy Carrico was in here the other day. One of his jobs after he retired from the military is working security and working for the U.S. Mint.
I've known a couple of them.
And he said that in his experience, most of the gold in there is foreign nations that are having the U.S. hold it for them on their behalf. It's interesting.
A couple guys I know that worked at Fort Knox stationed there as guards. They never got turned around.
Oh, really? Now, Troy seemed like he'd been in there, and he said most of it's foreign stuff.
I asked them
what
what do they think they were guarding. Most of them said they were guarding a secret. It's like, what's the secret? There's nothing there. Oh boy. What if there's not, Joey? What if there's not? What if they do that tour and Trump comes out on the other side and it's gone?
Because there's going to be hell to pay.
Just as the American people, that's going to hurt, dude.
I like the idea of looking into it, at least.
Me too.
This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you out, whether you're looking to buy or sell here in the River Region real estate market. And they also, for a reasonable fee, can manage that property for you. Great idea in this market, really is. But it can be a pain in the butt to manage a rental, especially if you have no experience doing this. Just call up the Goodson Group. They can really help you out every aspect of renting out a home. And of course, the crown jewel there at the Goodson Group is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School, one of the most highly acclaimed real estate programs in the state because it's a very interactive course. Bo's nearly 50 years of experience is really brought to bear there. He's been through it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And he teaches you so you can hit the ground running and find success. And when you look at the folks who have graduated from the Goodson Group's real estate program, you're looking at folks who found great success, whether as more knowledgeable private players or as fully licensed real estate agents. So y'all check them out today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of the program.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586 368, Equal Housing Lender.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
So, folks, it's true. I didn't think it was going to be true. Not only does Eddie look good today, he has that puffy vest energy going on. Like,
I thought time was getting away from me, Joey.
it's like it's almost after 2. And it's like, what is going on? You time traveler. Is that what a time traveler wears? A mock turtleneck and a
I
puffy
always
vest?
assume the time traveler is going to wear, like, it's me. It's going to be a silver, like, unisuit. That's what I assume time travelers, because they're time travelers. They don't have time for fashion. You just step in that one suit.
And they're going to be very German for some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And they're probably going to have boots on.
Yeah, let's
I don't know why.
Let's go to Kilroy. Hey, Kilroy.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing, bud?
Wait, I think we just stole that from Dude, Where's My Car?
Really?
Yeah, the silver suits and the...
Maybe that's where,
Yeah.
I can see
Anyway,
that.
sorry, Kilroy.
That's all good. Hey, so that 20%'s going to the debt and 20%'s coming to us. I got a couple questions on that. The first one is, what about the other 60%? Is that just going into the general fund, or...
Oh, they'll find ways to spend it.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm kind of, where's my assumption? Does it go back into the general fund? I assume that, but I don't know.
General appropriations.
Or are we only going to pay for 60% of the transgender plays in Syria, or...
Oh, no.
I think all that's done.
No, it's like we're going to shut off all that, and then we got this pot of money, 20% to the citizen, 20% directly to pay down debt, and then the other 60 to, all the things that are good.
The big guy?
Yeah. Well, like that congressman was saying, Congresswoman, wouldn't it be up to Congress to do that, and not the president?
Yeah.
Because then my other point was when she was mentioning the COVID checks, and I don't know how it works for everybody, but for us, it was almost like a loan. We had to pay that back come tax time. Is that going to be the case of this? Is it just going to be an advance on our tax returns? If that's the case, they can just keep it if I got to give it right back.
If it were, just my hotshot opinion here, if it were anybody besides Trump, yeah, I would worry that'd be the case. But I don't see him doing this just to turn around and piss off the American people.
Because it seems like it could knock someone, if it counts as income, knock someone into a higher tax bracket, or
Or just suddenly you have to file.
1099 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, this is just the idea being proposed, and it does have to work its way through Congress.
And it's supposed to be a refund on what you've already paid. So it's kind of like, so there should not be another.
Well, and when you add in, Trump wants no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, no tax on tips. He is just going to keep going with, like, no taxes on things. I'd imagine, like, no taxes on
commission.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
I'm
Would be.
down with
And
that.
also 100% expensing. 100% expensing on any manufacturing being brought back, new factory construction. Wow.
I'm going to make a factory. This makes bloop bloop.
Make puffy jackets with it?
Yeah. Oh, well, yes.
Well, what's the word? I haven't heard anything since the campaigns about the no tax on tips. Is Congress even working on this, or are they just too busy
that's why
stifling the nominees?
No, and I could play the clip here, but it's too long. Trump calling for it in the speech, and yes, the reason Trump wants the one big, beautiful bill is because the House Republicans have actually put all this stuff in their reconciliation bill, whereas the Senate, especially like Lindsey Graham, are like, I want 2 bills so I can sneak stuff in there.
That's exactly right.
Well, that's fantastic information. I knew I listened to y'all for a reason.
Well, not every day. Some days it's like, what the hell am I even?
What am I doing?
Well, I appreciate it, Kilroy. Really
Thank you, Kilroy.
Yeah, see you guys.
See you, bro.
Let's go to Dave real quick. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Pretty good, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Listen, I was listening to the thing about the 20% refund of the system.
Yeah.
Just ask yourself one simple question. What is a more effective use for that money? Infusing it into the economy or sending it off to Congress?
The economy directly 100%. Back to the people. I mean, if you push me, Dave, I want to get rid of everything, almost everything in government.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, they can close IRS and make shopping malls out of those offices.
Amen.
Hear, hear.
The other thing about the touring the Fort Knox repository, you might want to put a pin in the map on that thing and draw a 50-mile circle around it and see if there's a sudden uptick in the sale of bricks and gold paint.
And see, that's another good point. If he's walking through there, I don't want him just walking through and we see gold in the background. I do want somebody to go over there. Is this real gold?
Patriot Czar online, or Sailor John, as he's going by now on X, says, check to make sure it's real gold.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Not some photo
I'll
op.
let you guys go.
Thank you,
You're
Dave.
doing a great job. Thanks.
Well, a big reason he should do that is one of the big heists up in Canada was with maple syrup. Well, what they did was they drained.
It was a heist?
Oh, it's huge. Millions and millions. Anyway, they drained the maple syrup from the barrels and they left the barrels. So for years.
People are like, the barrels are there. We're good.
Yes. Until they started tapping into
They
these
didn't
empty
smell
barrels.
it?
I mean, it's a warehouse full of maple syrup.
Why is the floor sticky?
I think they're.
And on that note, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. The Senate set to vote on whether to confirm Kash Patel as director of the FBI. Today's vote that would place Patel atop the nation's premier federal law enforcement agency. His nomination now advancing in a 51-47 party line vote, putting him on track for confirmation in the GOP-controlled Senate this afternoon. Well, the Senate continues debate on a budget plan. One sticking point right now, whether they should proceed with their 2-bill strategy or, as the House Republicans want, fold everything into one bill, and that is what President Trump endorsed yesterday. Veteran Kentucky lawmaker Mitch McConnell says he is not going to seek re-election next year, ending a decades-long career in the United States Senate. This is SRN News.
For many out on the streets with no address, when the hope dies, it's hard to be found.
You get these people off our streets now.
It's not that bad. They're human beings. Where are they meant to go?
Homelessness could happen to anyone.
I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Their story is our story.
You never know in life why things work out the way they do. Never give up.
No Address, starring William Baldwin, Ashanti, and Ty Pennington. In theaters February 28th. Get your tickets at noaddressmovie.com.
The Dinesh D'Souza podcast, now available on the Salem Podcast Network.
This is a comeback of really providential proportions. There has to be some sort of higher purpose or higher plan. I think we can see now what that plan was, and that is that God, it appears, had something in mind, a big project, if you will, for Donald Trump.
Subscribe to the Dinesh D'Souza podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Rich Thomas weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now.
Home twice a week and every weekend. Must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
We are 27 days till spring, but winter rules today with the return of Arctic air. A very cold day today with a high around 41. Sunshine, but winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour will make wind chill a factor for sure. Cold weather advisory in effect tonight with the overnight low temperature by dawn down to about 20. Wind chill factor as low as 12, if not lower. Friday sunshine, but I don't think we make it out of the 40s for a high temperature. A little bit better over the weekend. I've got us around 57 on Saturday, teasing 60 degrees on Sunday, and how about 67 on Monday? There are some warmer days ahead, including 72 Tuesday. Stay warm. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More is your low price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A man has been indicted for murder in the death of the Montgomery Police Department chaplain. 26-year-old Ashton Ford is charged with reckless murder in the 2024 death of Antonio Seals, who was killed during a May 10th multi-county police pursuit. The chase ended in Montgomery when Ford crashed into Seals' vehicle on Norman Bridge Road. A new piece of legislation would allow Alabama law enforcement to confiscate guns from individuals who they believe to be a threat. Senate Bill 170 would encourage private citizens to report individuals they believe to pose a danger, possibly leading to the confiscation of the person's guns and ammunition for a set period. Montgomery police are asking for the public's help in finding a missing 15-year-old girl. Audrina Burrells was last seen on February 6 around 4 p.m. on Mildred Street in downtown Montgomery. Investigators say Burrells has no means to contact her family. Audrina is 5 foot tall, 120 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
For 65 years, Guardian Credit Union has been your trusted financial partner. And now we're proud to extend that trust further by introducing Guardian Insurance Services. Whether protecting your home, car, or even your business, we've got the coverage that fits your needs. Our team is here to guide you every step of the way with the personalized service you know and love. Call 334-819-7555 for a free quote today. Guardian Insurance Services, building on 65 years of trust, now safeguarding your future.
Hey there, I'm Hannah Grantham, and alongside my partner Eddie Bader, we're the dynamic duo with Forest Meadows Homes and Land. If you've been waiting for the right time to buy or sell, now is the time.
They're expecting a Trump bump is coming in real estate. Timing is everything, and that time is now.
Who you have on your side makes all the difference. With our expertise, local knowledge, and proven track record, we'll show you what makes us different and how we stand out. And if you're not sure if you're ready to buy or sell, call us. We do free consultations, and we'll be glad to help you decide when is the right time for you.
Call us today, 334-322-0662, and let's make this happen.
For reliable electrical services in Central Alabama, trust the experts at Crosby Electric. Crosby's licensed and insured electricians are ready to tackle any project for your home, from troubleshooting, repairs, to installing new lighting and preventive maintenance. And Crosby understands the need for quality service for small business. Crosby is big enough for the largest job, yet small enough to bring real value. Visit CrosbyElectric.com to schedule your service. Crosby, powering Central Alabama with excellence.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is a Trump country.
We live in the southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to the program, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Vader's still in the studio wearing that lovely vest.
Thank you very much.
You pulled the tag out of it?
No, somebody did, though, and it only makes me look more suspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. Suspect indeed. And joining us again on the show, it's been a little while since we've seen him, but we have Jason with Wholesale Hunter. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, guys. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, life's all right today. It depends on the day sometimes, but the news is good, and I'm loving this new era.
I'm liking the trend.
Yeah. So when we look at Wholesale Hunter, I mean, y'all are pretty well known, number one. I'll just have to give you all that. Like, and for folks who don't know, though, y'all serve not just the area, but all over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're one of the top sellers on Gunbroker. We get invited to their banquet every year, and if you can think of it, we can get it for you.
So if there's a caliber out there or a certain gun I want, I can contact you, and you guys got a team that can find it for me.
Absolutely, yeah. You name the caliber, we'll find someone that can get it for you, or we'll find someone that can make it for you.
Oh, nice. Even better.
Oh, all right. Is there a particular thing right now that's popular, that's a little trendy, but in a good way?
Well, we're seeing a pickup in hunting firearms. It's really nice to see that picking back up. That means there's uptick in the sport, and that's always welcome.
Because that's been a long concern, right? Kind of it's not as many as, say, 50 years ago, like in terms of proportion, but that's great to see folks really taking this back up again.
Right, yeah. For a long time there, it was a downward trend, and it seems like over the past few years, people have getting more outdoors and getting the younger generation involved. And I know I take my kids as often as I can, and I encourage everyone to take their kids or take a neighbor outdoors. And it may not be hunting, maybe it's fishing, maybe it's camping. Right. Just take them out.
Well, and sometimes, I mean, the few times I've been hunting, I've never actually killed anything. It was just Joey sitting in the cold woods. It was actually kind of nice, though.
You ever been snipe hunting?
What?
Snipe hunting?
No.
I hear they're hard to find.
They can be. Can be. I think
Joey, you're doing one of these lost in translation things. Like Joey's an idiot and he doesn't know anything, so you're just bringing up fake stuff.
Is snipe hunting fake?
No.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You can Google.
Yes, you're more than welcome to Google.
Yeah, typing it right now.
What about reloading? Is reloading? Years ago, I know a lot of people were getting into it because ammo was becoming scarce, or seemed to be.
It's still a thing. It's not. People aren't getting into it because ammo's scarce anymore because there's an abundance of it. But if you've got a hard to find caliber, or if you want a real accurate load, it's by far the best thing to do if you're looking for that kind of result.
And you guys can help us out with every bit of that as well?
Oh, yeah. We carry all major reloading components, primers, powder, brass, bullets, by all the major manufacturers, Hornady, Winchester, Remington, RCBS, Lyman. You name it, we carry it.
I see.
And I'm looking at wholesalehunter.com, and all this is laid out. So whether, again, it's hunting or reloading or fishing, and it sounds like anything in terms of ammunition, any sort of firearm people might want, y'all have got it there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the nice thing is everyone can order it online, and except for firearms, they can ship directly to your house. And as a matter of fact, we are running a special now just for your listeners.
Ooh.
If they use the coupon code JOEY at checkout, they'll get free shipping.
So
really?
Any item.
Wow, JOEY, they get free shipping.
Free shipping on any item.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome, folks. Y'all got to get the Wholesale Hunter like right now. I've got the website pulled up, and I mean, there's so much to choose from.
And you guys handle transfers too. If I buy, like if I'm moving from another state and flying, of course I can't bring my gun with me like I used to. But you guys, FFL, can transfer that to you, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. We do transfers on all guns. They're only $25.
Okay.
We'll handle all the paperwork, handle the logistics. All you got to do is show up and fill out your form.
Excellent.
And for folks, like, say there's a dad who's like, okay, I need to get everything because I want to do the camping trip with the kids. We hadn't done it before, and I haven't really. they can go straight to y'all or go right to the website, y'all got what they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go to the website, and if you something you're not comfortable with or don't know a lot about, give us a call, and we'll help you out, walk you through it. If you prefer email, you can email us, support@wholesalehunter.com, or you can call us at 888-900-4868. One of our reps will help you out. If you want to talk directly with me, just call in and say you heard me on the radio, and they'll transfer you over to me.
Nice.
And again, folks, if you buy something online, put in the promo code Joey, and that'll ship for free.
Free shipping. Yep. You could order 100 pounds of ammo.
That's what I was just thinking.
I like
what if I get a pallet of clay pigeons?
Yep. Right now, it's shipped for free.
That's pretty heavy.
Oh, when's the last time you done that?
Oh, man.
Because that's fun, man.
We've done it over a pond probably a year or so ago, but not.
You can't do it in your area?
Yeah, but now I'll probably be out there tomorrow, Joey, just to remind everybody I can do this in my area.
I wish I could do it in the backyard of County Downs, but
you can one time.
Yeah, but that's so much fun. But am I leaving anything out here, Jason?
No, guys. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk to everybody, and I encourage people to just go outside and go camping, go hunting, go fishing, just go on a walk.
Yeah, just get outside.
Just get outside.
Especially this day and age where it's easy to get sucked into these devices.
Oh, you ain't
here.
kidding.
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy.
It's a struggle to get the family away from it, but I have yet to hear somebody say, you know what, I regret going outside and going on a hike or going on a camping trip.
Well, I appreciate it, man, and we'll see you again soon, hopefully.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, bud.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. My last message was the report for 2024 real estate market in the River region. According to industry experts, they predict for 2025, we will have more inventory to choose from for our buyers, more buyers for sellers to show their houses to. Here are 5 tips for buyers or sellers in 2025. Number 1, sellers need to price their home at fair market value with the help of your realtor. Number 2, buyers need to be pre-qualified by a local lender prior to shopping for a house to save them time. Number 3, use a certified residential specialist or CRS to purchase or sell your home. Less than 2% of realtors nationwide have this designation. You need an expert now. 4, use someone with 48 years of real estate experience to help you with your largest investment. Number 5, quit waiting. Now's the time to buy or sell. Call Bo Goodson at 221-2883, the Goodson Group, or 551-0225.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And, just talking to Jason there at Wholesale Hunter, again, if you go to wholesalehunter.com, use the promo code Joey for free shipping.
Free
it could
shipping,
be on
man.
a big old, buy a bunch of ammunition, or you're saying clay pigeons, and just put in
I
Joey
just think
at
of heavy
checkout.
stuff.
And it does remind me I need to get outdoors more. And one, very much to the credit of my mom and dad, we did go camping a lot, fishing a lot, hunting some.
Yeah.
But it was uneventful. And my dad wasn't really an enthusiast about it himself.
Well, a lot of it is just getting out there and experiencing it.
Oh, yeah. No, and we went down to the old family farmland in Andalusia and spent the night in the old
That's a great memory.
house.
Yeah.
And you think about where my granddaddy, my dad's dad, grew up, where they had no electricity. They had no indoor plumbing. There's an outhouse that still exists. Now on the same property, there's a very, very nice house.
But
the
they keep
family
the other one there.
through generations has done very well, and it's awesome to see. But yeah, they kept the original there. So we went and stayed in the original, ran a real wood fire. And I remember, I think my brother was really young, kicked me, both and my cousin Scott, about my age, in the head. He's like, well, I got to get up to pee, but he has to, of course, when we're in the sleeping bags, kick us both in the head. It's just really, Will? Really, man? But you remember waking up at 4 a.m. and you just get out of the cabin and the woods are right there.
Yep.
And it's just a walk. And again, uneventful, but there's something about that. I think I've killed a squirrel on that property with a shotgun. And
Well, it opens your imagination too, especially someone like you, a writer like yourself, that just opens the imagination big time.
Yeah, and I think it's so easy, like I said, to get sucked into the virtual world, which is also a great thing. But if you can maybe balance both.
It's tough, dude.
You get into the world.
I live on the lake. The lake is right outside my window, and I have to force myself sometimes to
go
put
get
my
out there.
phone down and just to go outside. So I get it. I cannot make fun of anyone because I'm more guilty than anyone else is.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Now, where we left off in the conversation is Trump giving this big old speech. And Kilroy asked about taxes.
Yes.
And he's right about, did you get a government check during COVID and whatnot? And
nope.
I did.
Good.
Yeah. At the time.
That's fine.
No, I'm thinking it through. If I had to, I'm not going to talk about all my tax stuff on there, but
it sucks.
Yeah, no, it does suck.
Yeah,
I got it done. I've learned it now. I used to do extension all the way to October, and I didn't owe too much.
Yeah.
So the interest wasn't too crazy, but I've learned now just get it done in February.
It's eating a frog. Just eat the frog. Be done with it.
Right. Ugh. So, because I hate taxes, I really do hate, especially there's something about income taxes. Whatever it is about sales taxes, it can suck, but it's not as I don't know. It's not. And also with things like sales taxes, I do like the idea of, okay, we do have a road here. I don't mind on the power bill or the water bill. Here's a fee for your garbage collection because I'm using it. If I'm actually using the thing, I'll pay money for it. Cool. But when it's I work all year, you work all year, millions of other people work all year, some people work in overtime, or some people are retired after working their whole life and they're now collecting Social Security and the government's like, yep, we're going to tax it. Tax it. And it's no, how about people get to keep their money that they earn?
It'd be one thing.
That would be a great idea.
It'd be one thing if we as a nation were poor and we're so poor that everybody's just making it. But when you see the money that we're giving away, and then people like you and I just feel like we're just making it. Yeah. What's my incentive to work?
Well, and honestly, I don't like any taxes at any level, and it's a big old hairy but if you got rid of most, if not all taxes at the federal level, I would not be as annoyed if a city goes, well, we need to raise a tax by 1% to do this thing in the city. There's something about it's local government. You can look that person in the face. You can go to the city council meeting. You know them. You and your business buddies and other friends know them. You can have a real argument. And if you really don't like that 1%, you probably can move to the next town, and it's not that crazy to do. Whereas if it's the whole nation, and they just take it and send it all around the world, it just, that straight up feels like theft.
It's robbery. It is.
Straight up theft.
What's the difference?
And especially you go work hard and you're like, I'm debt free. These sorts of, I'm debt free, and then tax time comes around. Actually, no, we took out debt in your name. It's infuriating.
Property tax.
So because that's infuriating, this is why I love this part of Trump's speech yesterday evening. Let's listen in together.
I'll be working with the Republican Congress to pass the largest tax cuts in American history, and to extend the Trump tax cuts, which were until now the largest. We're going to dramatically cut taxes for families and for workers and for companies, including no tax on tips and hopefully no tax on Social Security and no tax on overtime. And that overtime one is a sleeper because I think a lot of people are going to be spurred on to do a lot of extra work.
Hey, Alabama Republicans.
That's what's so jacked up.
Why don't you follow suit with what Trump's doing at the state level? It's already, I think, great. Anyway, I think it's a great idea, especially the overtime thing.
When they hear that, it's a lot of companies really like it, and a lot of people really like it. The new Trump tax cuts will also include 100% expensing for new factory construction in the United States and anything else that you're going to buy.
And so for folks who don't understand that, that's what? I spent this amount of money on these various things to stand up this factory, and all of that, to a certain degree, can be used to write off, say, to offset your actual taxable income.
Yep.
And to where you might actually get credits. You say invest $200 billion to do something like big, especially these chip factories we're talking about. Yeah, no, that could work. That could work big time. And when you add it with the tariff on top.
Yeah, it's incentives. And well, this is what I think you're going to see, especially in Canada. You're going to see car manufacturers and American car manufacturers. You're going to see them come back across the border because it's going to be too expensive to operate in
even
Canada.
Taiwan's chip manufacturing said that we might as well just make a plant in the U.S.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep.
That's the world leader. They don't need all the investment to catch up in terms of technology. They're there. They're the leader.
Oh, with these kind of breaks and incentives, why not?
There you go.
Capital, if you buy something that is going to be good for our country, we're going to let you expense it, 1 year expense. And I did that the first time, and everybody was saying, can you go back to that? Now you still get, I guess, 40% or whatever, but it, pares down. But we're going to bring that right up to the top level. I think that had a lot to do with the success that I had during my first term. And we'll substantially cut taxes for all domestic producers of oil and gas and just about everything else that they produce. In my first term, I brought the business tax down from around 40% to 21%, which everybody said was an impossible thing to do. I cut it from 40. It actually was state and city was much higher than 40, but I got it down to 21%, and now I'm bringing it down to a goal of 15%, but only if you make your product in America. In other
And another thing, getting into the tariffs, the reciprocal tariff idea is, I think, the perfect beginning of Trump says, I just want it to be fair.
Yep.
And that might lead certain nations to actually just generally lower tariffs across the board. So they don't have this issue of manufacturers fleeing, all these other issues of not having access to the U.S. consumer market.
Yep. What's going to
especially China, for instance, and the Europeans.
Yep.
I think this might just work. I mean, we'll see. And the one thing that I know plenty of Democrats are thinking is if the economy is in the toilet, as it's time for midterms, they'll be very happy.
Oh, heck yes. What they want.
They'll be running on it. But it's only been a month. As of, I believe today, it's only been a month.
I wrote it down, 1 month.
Which is pretty amazing. How much? What a month.
When we see what's happened, but I still keep seeing the headlines, first 100 days. Like, we ain't even made it 2 weeks.
Right.
We've made it a month, but they still, and I guess it's because there's so much happening.
Yeah, and this, by the way, short month.
Oh, yeah.
In February here. But, I mean, we'll see. I think, yeah, we're only 30 days in, 31 days in. It's a heck of a time to be alive.
I had somebody tell me yesterday that they don't, and I know they're saying this out of spite, but they said, I haven't seen any changes that Trump's caused. It's like, look at the entire world. Just pick anywhere in the world.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. How about this? Let me read this ad. You answer some of that.
All right.
This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, They can help you fellas out if you're feeling run down and tired all the live long day. Maybe you're not ever in the mood. Maybe you're having issues with the performance in the bedroom. Well, Montgomery Men's Health can help you with all of that, especially if it's all happening at once. It very well could signal low testosterone. And knowing whether you have low testosterone is huge in combating a lot of these issues. And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. It's really a quick blood draw. Then they ask you a few basic questions about your quality of life and lifestyle and what you want to accomplish. And if you do, in fact, have low T after they get the blood test back, they have treatments there for low T that can truly change men's lives. After treatment, men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym. Brother. That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism, usually even notice an increased libido, and a lot right with that. And you can actually book the same day that you call. That number, 440-3663, that's 440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. That's 334-272-9228. But look at this, all the lines are lit. So let's go to whoever's up first. Oh, that would be Biloxi Gambler. How you doing?
Okay, so they're talking about taking taxes off NIL on football players.
Correct. At the state level, yeah.
And yeah, because it'd be 5%. Let's say you make $1 million a year. You're the quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Florida. And you don't have state income tax, so that you get 100% of your million instead of 95%. Of course, you got federal. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the state advantage.
Right.
Okay. You can go to Tennessee. They got a 5% advantage because there's no taxes there. They can go to Texas because they got a 5% advantage there. Okay. Now, this NIL deal, as far as taking it off of football players, that's not going to be fair because Joey goes to Auburn. He makes $1 million a year as the quarterback, and Eddie goes to Auburn, and he manages a pizza place. Both of y'all are students at Auburn, but Joey doesn't have to pay taxes on his NIL money, but Eddie does have to pay his taxes on managing the pizza restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there is going to kill that. Hopefully.
Though I think the argument,
let me finish the point. Let me put the cherry on top.
All right.
Listen to you. Listen. The thing is, what would be better for all our universities and for all the taxpayers in Alabama? How about we just take off state income tax? Your turn, sir.
No, I hear you loud and clear, and I agree with your point more than the one I was about to make. But what happens if Eddie here in this state runs the pizza place, goes, I really want Joey, the quarterback and the team there at Auburn, to win a national championship this year? And I think that's the whole reason this is being brought up. It's the whole, we want to win.
Right, but if we you can't take the taxes off one select group of people.
Well, you can't.
So take it off of everybody.
But let's be honest, there's enough boosters out there that would cover the tax.
So. And then we can be competitive against Tennessee, Texas, and Florida.
I'm with you. Remove the income tax. Here.
And that might be their motivation because the legislators and the senators in the state of Alabama are not smart unless you put it in football terms. And they go, well, we don't want them to get all the best players. We take the income tax off now, boy.
I appreciate it.
So true. That's so true.
Some of your other calls.
Thank you, sir. Let's go to Boomer T. Hey, Boomer.
What up, Boomer?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing today, man? It's a beautiful day on Lake Jordan. But first off, I'm going to tell you about a crazy tax. Everybody out there, including Eddie, you have a business, just like I have the ice cream boat up here on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I have 2 freezers on my boat that I've had for years and years. My boat is a 1995 pontoon boat. It's all bought and paid for. The grill that I have on there, all of my freezers, all of my coolers, everything that has pertained to my business that I have bought years ago. And I had to pay tax on it when I bought it. Guess what? Every year I have to still pay taxes on that stuff that I bought 10, 15, 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. If you have a business, they tax every single thing you have until the day you are out of business. It's ridiculous. It's just like I'm 62 years old. I don't have any kids in the state of Alabama. I don't have any grandkids. All I know is, why in the heck am I keep paying property tax? I bought this damn property. I paid for this damn property. Nobody can take this property away from me except for the goddamn county.
Right.
Because I had to pay them rotten summer guns to fix the goddamn roads. That's none of my bull stuff. And ride around in new trucks and all this stuff. I mean, really? Do I really need all the stuff that the county really does? I mean, why should I have to pay? Hey, little Johnny out there, I don't give a dang about little Johnny going to school, riding a school bus. I don't give a dang about little Johnny, period. I don't have kids. Why should I have to be taxed for your little Johnny to ride a school bus and for your kid to go to school? I've already put my kid through school. Why in the heck should I have to be punished and continue paying taxes? Again, when you're 65 years old or 62, you should be able to retire. When you retire, you should be able to get your Social Security. You should be able, if you want a part-time job, go and get a part-time job and can work 20, 40, 50, 60, 80 hours a week and not pay Social Security tax. So these people out there crying about these people going to have losing jobs. How about the people that's worked their ass off all their lives? I'm a boomer. That's what it's ridiculous. I mean, people work their ass off all their life to get to be their 60s. And we're still paying taxes on stuff ridiculous. This is what's wrong with the state of Alabama, and this is what's wrong with the federal government. And all these people, well, you know what? I don't care about none of you crybaby son of guns. You know what? Suck it up. Because you know what? The best thing to do is get rid of state income tax, take care of the daggums, take all the Social Security tax totally away, and county taxes, we should not have to pay for little Johnny snot-nosed kid to get on the bus to go to school. And I shouldn't have to pay a damn dime for them freezers and coolers on my boat that I've had down there for 20, 10, 15, 20 years, some of the stuff I've owned.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just sad. Guys, I mean, this country, you know what? I'm so happy that DOGE is doing this, but you know what I'd be really happy with? When they start locking some folks up. I'm so tired of that. Well, we found $451 billion. Well, you know what? Somebody has to have it. Somebody took it. Somebody's name's on the paper. Can't you go to somebody? It's like the Social Security checks. Well, let me tell you something. It takes to go to somebody's address. You drive up to that address and you go, hey, is Mr. So-and-so here? No. Well, who's been cashing these checks? And you put him in jail. Because I tell you right now, in the state of Alabama, you don't pay your taxes, they'll come get your money out of the bank. So will the federal government. So stop paying taxes, everybody, and that's it. God bless this world, and God bless America, and I'll see you when I see you. I hate taxes.
See you, Boomer T.
Man, that was like a 1980s wrestling promo he just cut.
Really was. I was waiting for Mean Gene to get the mic back from him.
Oh, I got to up my game. He just put me to shame. That was a hell of a rant, sir.
He's got a heck of a point, and for somebody that's been in business for as long as he has, he's tired. I mean, he's just tired of it. They nickel and dime you to death.
Yep.
And you can't. He doesn't
and they
have
do
the
it by
business
trying to pull on your heartstrings.
Well, he doesn't have the kind of business where you can hire lawyers and accountants to kind of skip out on these taxes.
Right.
It affects us.
Let's go to David. Hey, David, how you doing?
All I can say after that, Rand, is brother. Hey, I was reading an article over lunchtime. Did you see where the EPA gave $2 billion to Stacey Abrams' organization?
Yep. Lee Zeldin found it.
The White House.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
That's why I think you're going to find this kind of information. It's going to start pouring out, not just with her, but with other ones. Crockett being one of them. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
And so I hope that the federal government is saying, give it back, that they're not actually going to let those organizations keep that money.
I thought that was what they were doing. I hope that's what they were doing.
They better, because you know full well that money isn't going to be used for anything but lining Stacey Abrams' pocket.
And her belly.
That too. And that's a big belly to fill.
Sorry.
So, and she and her sister, the judge, are two people that need to be perp walked into a federal prison for the stuff that they've done.
Well, here. I mean, y'all have got me silent over here. These are just great calls. I have nothing to add. Thank you, David.
Anyway, have a good one, guys.
You too.
Let's go to Jerry. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, listen, that guy that was ranting so bad, I think I want to co-sign on what he was saying. The one tax that I hate the most is capital gains. That one is one I don't understand.
Yep.
Never will.
Nope.
Years ago, I wanted to buy a house to fix up and sell. So I bought the house, paid around $23,000 for it, put about $20 in it, and sold it for $73,000. My tax on $30,000 profit was $6,000.
Yep.
The government did not find the house. They did not buy it. They did not fix it up, and they did not sell it. Nothing. And yet, $6,000 was my capital gains tax due for that year, or for that sale. Somebody listening can explain to me the purpose and the reason for capital gains. I'd love it. That's the one I hate the most.
At the end of the day, to get money out.
Yeah, because they can. I mean, that's the purpose.
Right.
And I don't care what they tell you. It's because they can.
I mean, it's sickening. Now, I know there's stuff come out where if you make below a certain amount, you don't have to pay capital gains.
Yep.
And that has helped a lot. I think the last few years it's been that way.
Yep.
But back when I did that, and when I was told the capital gains was 20%, I about flipped out. Oh, my word, that irritated me, and it still irritates me to this day.
Right. Well, they're punishing you. They're taxing you for your attempt to do better in life. And so they're just trying to slow you down. I can't stand that.
It's almost like they don't want you to be successful.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
They want you dependent on the government.
Right, just dumb everybody down.
Yep.
Keep them at a level and let's control.
This
is
true.
It makes me sick. But anyway, that's just my little bit.
I love it, Jerry.
Thank
Appreciate
you, Jerry.
it, sir. Yeah, there's 3 ways you can get money. You can create it, like you create value for others and others, and you get money.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is inheritance, like you give people, you can gift it. And the third way is you take it.
That's the most common way, I think, to be honest.
Yeah,
From
like
a government
Judge Knapp is often pointing this out. Like you're sleeping peacefully, and then 2 a.m. you hear a rap, rap, rap on the door. You're like, who's that? You look outside and it's a police officer. You're like, huh, wonder what's going on. What's up, officer? And he's got a gun trained on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, is this Hansville? No. But he's got a gun. What? Give me your money.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give it away in your name.
That's not even in your name anymore.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's what, especially the Democrats love this language of investment.
Investments pay off.
With other people's property.
If you're going to invest my money, how about let me get some of the payoff? Just quit taking from mine.
Well, I'm glad to hear that everybody's come around to the idea that taxation is theft.
Oh, it's big time theft. But again, with the DOGE, you cannot hide from what they're finding. You might think that taxation is the best thing in the world and it's helping. But when you're seeing all these titles that they gave millions and billions of dollars to, that's kind of hard to swallow.
Had somebody just texted me saying, I've been charged more taxes over the last 4 years than I have in the previous 20 years in business combined. Yep, trying to squeeze things out. And yeah, it goes back to like old school stuff. Like if you think about the early times of, say, human civilization, a lot of this is just some warlord who's like, I'm going to take it from you. You better pay tribute. Some warrior class, or maybe you get a priestly class who, kind of tricks everybody. But now we've just put all these formal things on it. And that's the trick with democracy. There's like, well, you voted, so you consented to this.
That's the thing that kills me. I voted.
So what if I say no?
That.
Like, how can you consent to a thing if you aren't allowed to say no?
You're not consenting. That's
right.
They're just taking it.
As much as we try to dress it up one way or the other. This part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing, and they're at Cole Plumbing, James and the team are ready to help you out with any and all of your plumbing needs. It could be an everyday plumbing problem like low water pressure, a clogged up drain. Could be you flush the toilet and you start seeing the shower drain bubble up with stuff. Or it could be a major leak inside or outside your home. They have this proprietary pipelining technology there at Cole Plumbing that allows them to fix the problem without having to tear out a bunch of drywall, dig a huge hole in your yard. And, of course, they can also help you upgrade to a tankless water heater system or any new accessory. Maybe you need a new garbage disposal in the kitchen. Maybe you want new things put up in the shower. Could be a taller toilet.
Or maybe in the next few days you forget to leave your water dripping and you got busted pipes.
Well, they can help you. That number for Cole Plumbing, you might as well save it in your phones when you have that issue. 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
We are 27 days till spring, but winter rules today with the return of Arctic air. A very cold day today with a high around 41. Sunshine, but winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour will make wind chill a factor for sure. Cold weather advisory in effect tonight with the overnight low temperature by dawn down to about 20. Wind chill factor as low as 12, if not lower. Friday sunshine, but I don't think we make it out of the 40s for a high temperature. A little bit better over the weekend. I've got us around 57 on Saturday, teasing 60 degrees on Sunday, and how about 67 on Monday? There are some warmer days ahead, including 72 Tuesday. Stay warm. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Are you happy with your IT support company? Do they resolve your company's computer issues quickly, or do they leave you down and frustrated? You need your computers working and problems resolved quickly and permanently. GTI is different. GTI has a high standard of affordably supporting and protecting businesses like yours since 1999. Call them now at 819-4650, 819-4650, or visit gtinow.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Breaking news. Kash Patel has been confirmed.
That's right.
By the United States Senate to be the new director of the FBI.
Great news.
Love it.
Woohoo! Question for you. Do you think any Republicans voted against him?
I haven't seen the official number. I just saw the headline that he got.
I saw earlier Susan Collins this morning. Shaky Susan came out and said she's going to vote against him. So that was.
I just don't trust the guy. Somebody help me. I just can't talk normal.
It didn't surprise me, but I knew she had to get her last little gig in there.
Mitch McConnell probably voted against him, too. And he announced he will not run for re-election. So people are like, he announced his retirement.
Is it really retirement, or is it like, I know...
No, how about you resign, and we'll accept it as your retirement, Mitch?
I think what it is he knows the tide has changed, and he has no way in hell of making it. And all the skeletons in his closet, they will be brought out this go-around, no doubt.
272-9228.
It'd be such a parade.
This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. In fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're Kim and Madeline. That's Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon. They can help you whether you're looking to purchase a home or refinance a home.
That's right.
With that purchase, it all starts with pre-approval. It's just a simple, quick phone call, easy conversation, and they can get you understanding here's how much home you can afford. Yes. And people selling will take you much more seriously once you actually do that. But they'll walk with you every step of the way, from pre-approval all the way to closing day. Things like inspections, appraisals, they can help you out. And of course, if you're looking to get credit card debt off your back or looking to reinvest in your property, yourself, your family, a great refinance deal with amazing turnaround times can be had there at Alabama Home Mortgage. So call them today at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Let's see who's been holding the longest. Old has been. How are you, sir?
Lovely. I need to refer to yesterday before I leave, but this it snuck up on me. This added 3 cents to the gallon tax that the city council wants when the city is, according to the mayor, flush with money.
Right.
Why do we need a total of 10% gas tax?
I don't think we do.
No, we don't. Just trying to fleece more money out of folks. He couldn't get the employment tax, so he's like, all right, well, I'll tax you while you're here. Well, okay. If I own a gas station in Montgomery, I just know that you just sent my business elsewhere. And I'd be just a little bit ticked off about it. I don't make any money off gas, but I make money off my inside sales, and now you've got those folks going elsewhere.
So the government can play dad.
Yeah.
With other people's money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like it, and I hope
it's a load of crap.
I hope the city council listens to the opposite, to the opposing voices, and says no to it. But and also, I wonder if the mayor heard what I heard the other day. Some of the stuff Trump was talking about was grant cancellations for cities. That would be something if the Biden's throwing money out there at the end, and Montgomery got some of it to cancel. Because how are we going to survive if we don't get those EV charging stations out on the western side of town?
Really good question. Yeah. Well, I feel bad for the crackheads who ain't going to have those EV charging stations to steal the copper out of.
Yes. Okay, before I go, yesterday you guys were in some dangerous territory with that Meemaw bashing.
Oh, no.
Lord knows you do not want the coalition of old angry Republicans up there ticketing the station. I could just get ugly quick.
Duly noted.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you, Husband.
Show's great. Keep it up.
Thank you, Husband. Get off my lawn.
You whippersnappers making fun of us? What's up next? Who's been holding the longest? Go to David. Hey, David, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, hi. I got to disagree with some of what you've been laying out. You remember there was the famous old Boston Tea Party, right?
Sure.
All right. So the story of the Boston Tea Party has been smeared for a bunch of years because the people of Boston wanted to pay taxes because they knew that they were going to spend the money on themselves and buy something nice for themselves. Buy themselves a library, buy themselves a sewer system, or buy themselves a fresh water system. But the king was sucking all the money back to London and having a party with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the smearing of taxation with representation meant that the people knew how to spend their own money, thank you, and they didn't need a stinking king to tell them that they couldn't.
Right.
And
I said something similar earlier, actually.
Right. So the next layer of it is that, do I hear right that Elon is trying to, all of the people in Alabama that got heat assistance, Elon is trying to force them to give that money back. They've already spent it on the utility company, so the utility company has already taken the dividends for it. And now Elon wants to suck it out of the homeowners that were able to keep their pipes from freezing in the cold snap.
Number one, Elon doesn't have the authority to do that.
Well, so he says, but or so we say. But the fact of the matter is that they're actually trying to suck that money back, right? the HEAP assistance in Alabama is there are people who are receiving notices from the federal government that they got to give that money back. And so that's not buying something nice for ourselves. That's a cruel. I don't even want to start cussing about Elon, because he's the richest man in the world, and he wants to hurt the poor.
Okay.
There's something.
I think you're full of crap.
Well, David, I can't find the article. I see where the HEAP and all that, but I don't see where anything has to be paid back, and I don't see other than it's just a federal program. And unless you're making a blanket statement about federal programs, I don't think they've came out with anything in specific, especially this, where they're asking the lowest of the low-income wagers to give money back. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, and Elon became the richest man in the world because he's serving humanity from rich to poor. Thanks for the call.
I just don't see that. But I see the program, but I don't see anyone asking for money back.
Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, this is Mike, and I just wanted to comment on what Boomer says. You know, he's one of the first people that it sounded like he was really pissed off about the tax issues.
This the season.
I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm pissed off about it myself. You know, me and my wife, we have mediocre jobs. You know, we probably make $100,000 a year between the both of us. All our kids are grown and gone. We pay less in interest than we do in principal. We pay $10,000 a year in taxes. At the end of every year, we're told we're $2,000 or $3,000 short. And then to find out, you know, that all the billions have gone wasted over at Ukraine, and that you're supporting, you know, drag queen shows in other countries. And I think it's just outrageous. And I can't believe that more Americans aren't just pissed off about it.
Well, there's a lot, and I think a majority, and the approval continues to show that. There are a lot of folks who are still buying into this whole idea that you're just trying to hurt everyday people, and everyday people, I think, in mass are not agreeing with that.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm 100% on of what Elon and Trump are doing, and I think every American should be pissed off about this wasted spending. No, I mean, I think the Democrats, Republicans, and everybody. You know, the only person over in this country that doesn't have to pay taxes are all the illegal people that are here, that you're actually, as a taxpayer, supporting.
Oh, and that's the next thing if they continue to get into the data of these systems.
Yeah.
We shall see how much is actually going out the door. Folks who shouldn't even be here.
So, my hat comes off to Boomer T. I hear what he's saying, and I feel exactly the same way. I just wanted to comment on that.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Anyways, you guys have a great day.
You too,
and keep
Mike.
doing what you're doing.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
bye-bye.
No, you're not alone, man. Y'all ain't alone. I'm right here with you.
Well, and by the way that D.C. has taken from everyday people is worse than any king of England or king anywhere could imagine. The immense power they've gotten to, because you get to vote in districts that they draw themselves and all these other things. You know, I said it earlier. Get rid of all that federal taxation, all that crazy stuff, and maybe I'll entertain something here locally because it's nice stuff for us. Not this whole, we'll take it all, we'll print up a bunch of money and issue a bunch of debt, and then we'll dispense it so we can control people. Right. It's ridiculous. And it's a perversion of democracy in a republic. It's been a unaccountable fourth branch that's been doing this.
And as long as we've been screaming about it, now that something's being done about it, I don't understand. I know most of us are celebrating, but I don't understand how every American taxpayer is not celebrating.
Because, I mean, the number one thing is you just ask people, where do you get your news? Well, I read the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, or I saw a report on WSFA.
I've watched too many Man on the Street interview where the interviewer will ask a loaded question to someone and they answer it completely wrong, and he's like, well, do you know this is actually the truth? They get so upset. I mean, physically angry. He's just giving you the truth.
We got to hit a break because Jeff Deist will be joining the stream here in a second. Of course, Jeff Deist, former chief of staff for Ron Paul, also president of the Mises Institute there in Auburn, Alabama, for about a decade. And I always love having Mr. Deist on the show. First, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro Ashley and that great team. They're ready to help you out. And they're still taking nominations, by the way.
That's right, Joe.
They can help you with any and all those pest control needs. Termite season coming up. Go ahead, treat your property.
Skeeter season's coming up.
Go ahead, treat your property.
Right.
Or if you do have an issue that's an emergency, they can get by there, like ants in the kitchen, too many cockroaches, something crazy's going on.
Right.
But I love how they give back to the community. And if you go to Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, just search on Facebook, Pest Pro Services, you can see what we're talking about. They're looking for you here in the local community to nominate folks for Player of the Week.
That's right.
So if you have a young athlete that you're looking to spotlight, whether it's great teamwork, they really help make the team go and run. Maybe it was an amazing game, an incredible highlight of a game, an accomplishment, or just somebody that's a real leader and you want to spotlight them, get in touch with Pest Pro Services. Just message them on Facebook. And of course, you can always email them there at Pest Pro. If you want to get more information, you can also go to ppsriverregion.com. Just call them up at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
This is an SRN News special report. I'm Jason Walker. Another victory for President Trump. It was a little touch and go for a while during the vote, perhaps a little too close at times. But when all was said and done, the Senate has now confirmed Kash Patel to be the next director of the FBI. Today's vote places Patel atop the nation's premier federal law enforcement agency. The vote was 51-49. Correspondent Ed Donahue.
During his confirmation hearing, Patel says he has been taken out of context.
There will be no politicization at the FBI. There will be no retributive actions taken by any FBI should I be confirmed as the FBI director.
In various podcasts, Patel referred to law enforcement officials who investigated Trump as criminal gangsters. Republicans have complained about law enforcement bias during the Biden administration.
And once again, the Senate has confirmed Kash Patel. This has been an SRN News special report.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by the Harriet 2.
The Harriet 2 Riverboat has the perfect way to start your weekend each Friday with the Spring Dinner Cruise. Enjoy live entertainment, dine on a delicious family-friendly dinner with your favorite beverage from the Cash Bar. Boarding starts at 6:30 and the cruise at 7. Book your cruise today at funinmontgomery.com.
We are 27 days till spring, but winter rules today with the return of Arctic air. A very cold day today with a high around 41. Sunshine, but winds gusting as high as 25 miles per hour will make wind chill a factor for sure. Cold weather advisory in effect tonight with the overnight low temperature by dawn down to about 20. Wind chill factor as low as 12, if not lower. Friday sunshine, but I don't think we make it out of the 40s for a high temperature. A little bit better over the weekend. I've got us around 57 on Saturday, teasing 60 degrees on Sunday, and how about 67 on Monday? There are some warmer days ahead, including 72 Tuesday. Stay warm. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama. So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout Central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. I might have to amend that. Like lately, well, if you expect very little of politicians, sometimes you're shocked and surprised about what can get done. Though you got to keep in mind, we're still in the age of promises. We'll see if results.
What I'm looking for, baby.
Follow through. And joining us now, always appreciate his time on the show. We have the one, the only Jeff Deist, former chief of staff there for Congressman Ron Paul, and of course, president of the Mises Institute for about a decade. And you're now still working there at Monetary Metals, right?
Hey, Joey. Good afternoon.
Good to see you, sir. I just want to focus in on, am I getting too excited by so much of these things being suggested by the Trump administration? We really just hit a firestorm of calls about taxation. And I think lowering, like, just get rid of the income tax. Let's just get rid of the IRS. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? I like this audit of Fort Knox. I think that's pretty interesting. Now, Joey, you're a little too young, but Eddie and I remember when Geraldo Rivera opened that stupid vault on TV. That was a made-for-TV event.
I fell for it.
And this would be just as good. I mean, that's pretty remarkable because, you know, we're not only supposed to be responsible for the gold that belongs to the U.S., but we're supposed to be holding a lot of gold that belongs to other countries as well, including Germany, for example. So let's hope we don't have World War III over a bunch of shiny yellow metal that's supposed to be someplace it isn't.
Well, is there reason to suspect, like, they haven't kept up with this? I mean, that would be one of the biggest mistakes ever. I guess there hasn't been a regular audit, though.
Let me put it this way. If they were selling it, my God, you'd think we'd have a smaller deficit. But you never know. I mean, maybe public officials were selling it for their own misbegotten gain, or somehow pledging it or shipping it and collateralizing it against some nefarious foreign policy plot to buy off some tin pot African dictator back in 1985 or something. But it is interesting, and it's on the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve in the sense what are called gold certificates. The gold itself is actually owned by the U.S. Treasury Department. So if some $15 or more billion that's listed on the Treasury Department's balance sheet is in fact not there, then that to me is a major crime.
Yeah, and hopefully they get looking into that very quickly. And then, of course, on the foreign policy front, I'm just astounded in a great way. Like this call for eventually a 50% reduction in worldwide military spending, denuclearization, especially a trilateral agreement with the Russians and then the Chinese. And then you look at the speech J.D. Vance gave in the Munich Security Conference. I couldn't believe I saw a German official crying. Really? But it does seem like the actual... I was always worried with Trump surrounding himself with the old neoconservatives. And it seems like, no, there are different, better voices now surrounding him in this term.
Well, it's pretty remarkable. And we're hearing a lot from the putative opposition, whether that's Nikki Haley or National Review or any Democratic member of Congress. And all of these people sound like it's 1985. Like they just understand that things have changed. There have been populist elections across Europe, in the United States. Now Trump has won twice. And we can't just keep having these endless wars that nobody ever wins. And the costs of these wars are not only included in that mega sum of federal debt, at 30 some trillion dollars we owe to the people. There's a lot of future liabilities. And one of the ones that doesn't get discussed much is the future VA liabilities. I mean, we have brought a lot of young men and some young women home from Afghanistan and Iraq, for example, who are going to need VA care for the rest of their lives, who have mental, physical, emotional troubles. It's really sad, I think, that there's still this voice for military adventurism that J.D. Vance has to say what is actually, common sense to most Americans. And people voted overwhelmingly to focus on the United States, get out of these endless foreign wars. And I don't really want to hear right now from Nikki Haley. I don't really want to hear from National Review. Let's give the Trump administration, how about 2 months instead of just one, before we start saying, oh, no, we have to fight China over Taiwan. Oh, no, we have to fight Russia over Ukraine. People who are flippant about an actual military conflict or boots on the ground with Russia are absolutely delusional. This is a major nuclear power, regardless of the size of their military, regardless of the size of their economy. And so these neocon voices have been repudiated, and it's time for them to go away for a while.
And, on the European reaction, I know you've spent more time there certainly than I, and have worked with more folks from the continent, the good ones, of course, who kind of get it. But when you look at the European elite, it seems like they don't know what to even make of any of this.
Well, there's a guy I follow on Twitter named Oren McIntyre.
Yeah.
And he had a tweet earlier today about how, these European countries have hollowed out their treasuries. They've hollowed out their manufacturing. They've spent decades upon decades paying zero for defense. And as a result, having the luxury to build mass welfare states. And those welfare states have, of course, attracted mass immigration. And now they find themselves in a very precarious situation. They really have no one to blame but themselves. And so, while it's easy for Chuck Schumer or someone to say, well, he's antagonizing our allies, we have to constantly reassess what an ally is. An ally is someone who is in our corner, who would help us in a time of crisis and doesn't constantly create problems for us. And so, obviously we have friendly relations with Europe, but at the same time, it's not our job to constantly bail them out, to get pulled into NATO entanglements. I mean, the war in Ukraine is if it's anybody's business besides the Ukrainians and the Russians, it's the Europeans who are, next door neighbors and who rely on, for example, wheat and oil from Ukraine, which is now interrupted. So it's not our fight. And if Europeans want us to say nice, warm, fuzzy things towards them, then they have to stop draining our coffers in the form of military spending.
Now, on this early success and it's this era of good feelings, should Americans, especially if they're liking what they see with DOGE, what they see with the change in foreign policy, I keep going down the list, that they should maybe be a little more clear-eyed about and get ready that eventually a response will be had from, say, the elite, even if they are on the back foot for the moment.
Yes, and that response is definitely coming in the form of a drumbeat of opposition to Trump. I'm hearing a lot of talk among Democrats about these cuts that DOGE has supposedly either made or is contemplating, and how important these people are. Whether it's whether they're fibbing a little bit about air traffic controllers who actually weren't cut, or whether they're talking about scientific research, which last time I checked could be funded quite amply by the enormous NGO and nonprofit sector, which has billions and billions and billions of dollars at its disposal. So these are crocodile tears, and anybody who's serious about the math, and by math I mean Social Security and Medicare promises to the future, understands that there has to be real and substantial cuts, and there has to be those cuts now. And so some of these federal employees are going to feel what millions and millions of Americans in the private sector have felt, which is some job insecurity. It's not a happy feeling. Getting laid off or worrying about getting laid off is not a happy feeling, but it's absolutely necessary to the future of this country. So it has to happen, Joey.
Well, and the one type of federal worker that doesn't get talked about much by the Democrats and the dying old corporate media are the federal workers that have seen ridiculous waste and fraud and just like, why are we even doing this? And now they actually are being helped. I'm looking at a story, a guy named Leland Dudek, or his boss put him on leave for helping DOGE find fraud. They wanted to fire me. I confessed that I helped DOGE understand the Social Security Administration. Within hours, that guy's boss was fired, and he was elevated to lead the whole agency. And it's stuff like that that I love, that there are people, federal workers, I'd imagine state workers here in Alabama, that see the ridiculous things that go on and just need to be empowered to make the changes.
Well, it's all about incentives. There's no market discipline in the government sector, and that's just the way it is. So generally speaking, whether it's the state of Alabama or the federal government, the next year's budget is based on the previous year, baseline budgeting, right? They don't start from zero. They start from last year's number. And as a result, those budgets tend to grow, and people tend to become quite complacent, quite fat and happy in their jobs, especially if they have union protection, which certainly most federal government workers do have. So it's a matter of incentives. There's not a shareholder, there's not a customer driving the process. And so we get, over the decades, we end up with, people who are in jobs that just don't make economic sense. And it's unfortunate if they have to lose their job. But the bigger picture has to be considered. And I'm very, very pleased. As a matter of fact, I would say I'm surprised, at least rhetorically, at the level of action that's already happening these first couple months.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now, one thing I could see that could be a problem is a breakdown of this coalition. I mean, you've got your former Democrats, you've got your Maha, RFK, junior types. There are a lot of libertarians that I know are supporting Trump, a lot of traditional conservatives, and of course the big populist wing that really, I think, drove this since 2016. And I'm wondering, like, if I think back to like old libertarian conservative alliances, like where did they break down before? Because I know it's been tried before, and I'm wondering what might be the sticking points down the road. Say the Democrats aren't even a factor, it's just this new coalition that really is successful. Where might be points of disagreement we might find?
Well, I think it's going to be foreign policy. That's where you're going to see whether people can actually hold the line to what, let's say a so-called America First policy. If you go back to, let's say, Reagan era 80s conservatism, people talked about a three-legged stool, which was national defense, fiscal conservatism, and then social conservatism. And Trump is not animated by the third of those, right? I mean, he never has been someone for whom abortion or anything like that really moves the needle. And so that's something where I think a lot of people can sort of put that to the side and say, let's leave that stuff up to the states, or let's not focus on that. Let's not have these culture wars. But when it comes to foreign policy and the stuff that he's been saying about Ukraine, the stuff he said the other day in, I guess it was a tweet or a Truth Social issuance about Zelensky, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that is really going to test this coalition on the conservative side, because there's this post-war consensus that says we are responsible for all the trouble in the world, and there's a unipolar boss of everything, and our job is to create Western-style democracies wherever. And until we really root that out, that mindset, that thinking, I think this tension is going to be really strong, Joey.
Well, and then one thing I'm looking at, like I've been reading a book called Return of the Strong Gods, and the basic idea of that book is that people like Karl Popper, post-war, with his open society idea, especially reacting to what happened during the war, and people like Hayek, this is the part of the book that frustrates me, Hayek has made the exemplar of libertarianism and free markets, that sort of coalition post-war consensus has failed. I agree there. But I still find myself, even when I read something like R. McIntyre, even, I look back at like works like Mises' Simply Liberalism, or I think of those old classical liberals I've read plenty of, and I still have a heart for them. And I'm like, I think the problems of the 20th century is how we abandoned those programs, and the weird mutated child that became liberalism was an abandonment of those early great insights of people like Mises.
Yeah, I think that's entirely true, but it doesn't blunt the criticism that whether it worked perfectly or imperfectly, it didn't hold. And I think that's really what the Trump revolution shows us, is that it didn't hold, and that people are, returning to those strong gods, as you mentioned, and looking for something new. And so, what we think of as liberalism got turned on its head and became a very rigid authoritarian ideology, and it certainly is today, where it finds purchase in, let's say, the Democratic Party, a highly authoritarian party that wants to have a stronger FDA, that wants to have a broader war in Ukraine. I mean, that's not a liberal mentality, right? And so, it is too bad. But, when we look at Mises now writing in the 20th century, in a lot of ways, it might as well be the 19th in terms of how far removed it is from the current reality.
Right, and so maybe it'll just be something new. And right now, I'm happy, and we'll see if the coalition holds. And I always appreciate your time, Jeff. If folks want to check out what you're thinking about, how can they do so?
Well, just through Monetary Metals or our website or Twitter at Jeff Deist, all one word.
Appreciate it, sir. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Again, that is Jeff Deist. Always appreciate his time here on the program. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Eddie, I know that you went to a little place before you stopped by here.
Yeah, I did.
You went by Smokehouse Pit
I sure
Barbecue.
did, dude.
Now, what'd you get?
It's a cold day. So on a cold day like today, I went with the camp stew. Of course, being a redneck I am, I got some cornbread on the side. But let me tell you a little story about it, and I'll lay it out there. When I went in there today, they had a crowd, good crowd. One of the nice things is they got a fireplace in there now. So when you come in there on a cold day like today, then there were people gathered around the fireplace. But as a customer, I heard some words that scared the crap out of me, Joey. I heard someone say the computer is down.
Oh, no.
And I thought, oh, boy. This is probably
Because you got to get to the show.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I was still in and out of there in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Placed my order and everything. Less than 10 minutes. I looked around the room. Everybody had food in front of them. Nobody could tell the computer was down, except for the folks, that unfortunately had to work on it. They didn't miss a beat. And the food, I drank and ate most of the stew on the way here, but I still got a couple pieces of cornbread left.
All right.
Just for the ride home. It was delicious, man. On a day like today, and they go in there.
Especially dipping the cornbread in the stew.
That was it. But as soon as I walked in there, there's this warm fireplace greeting me. It was great. It was absolutely great. Oh.
So y'all get by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. Even when, things break down, they still are ready to help their customer.
They didn't skip a beat, man.
The customer comes first there at Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And whether you're doing a takeout for lunch or dinner, or you want to stop by on a cold morning and get a warm Southern breakfast, especially those cheese grits.
Yep.
I know I talk about them all the time, but it's thick in a great way.
Yep.
Y'all check out Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. Same location they've always been, right there at Main Street in Millbrook. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's go to line 4. Eddie has been very, very patient. Thank you, Eddie.
Hey, man.
How you doing, bud?
I want to tell y'all have been burning it up here the last couple of weeks now.
In a good way?
And, yeah, in a good way.
Okay.
Very much. And it's kind of weird. This is the first time I've talked to you on the phone while watching you on YouTube. And the delay between me talking and y'all responding is, I'm glad I hadn't been smoking.
Yeah. It might have an effect on you there.
Yeah, really. But anyhow, the deal with the college students getting, tax-free money.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with that is there's so many kids that have to work their way through college. Now, if you can give the same benefit to them that you do to these athletes, then maybe. But that's the only thing with that. And I got 2 questions for y'all.
All right.
Boomer T, is that right?
Right.
What lake's he got his ice cream boat on?
Lake
Martin
Jordan
or Jordan? Okay. Well, we're on Martin, and I just going if it was him on Martin, I was going to try to hook up with him this summer. And I'd like to hear his rant. Now.
Oh, he's a great dude.
He's a good one. He's a good one.
Yeah, man. And the other thing I want to ask: the first time Trump ran against Miss Hillary, all them signs everybody had about lock her up. I was gonna see if y'all had one, or if you knew somebody that had one that I might could take down to the state capitol Tuesday morning.
Man, I wish I had one now.
Yeah, I don't have one, but
I sure wish I did.
Somebody call us if you got a locker up
Yeah.
sign, or maybe somebody just can make one real quick.
That's a good one.
Maybe so. But anyhow, I'm gonna try to be down there Tuesday morning since we headed to the lake this weekend. And I just thought if I could find a sign, I'd damn sure hold it up.
Well, if I get a hold of one, listen on the radio. I'll let you know we got it.
All right, man. Y'all have a great day.
You too, Eddie. Thank you, buddy.
It's a good dude right there. And what he's talking about is the veterans are showing up, showing out right outside the State House.
Yep.
This will be on Tuesday at 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
This upcoming Tuesday at 11:30. They're trying to push back against this overhaul of the State Board of Veterans Affairs.
Right.
And, you know, it's not abstractly the worst idea ever. You can always revisit how government and government boards and yada yada are structured.
Mm-hmm.
But the reasons for this, well, I'm not too sure about that.
Thank you.
And actually, you know, our good friend Troy Carrico.
Yes.
He has a new op-ed out there at 1819news.com.
I just got one come across my phone here.
Yeah, it just dropped saying the ulterior motives apparently politicizing veterans affairs in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to get to that.
Yes.
In a second. Let's go to Mark. Hey, Mark, how you doing today?
Hey, Mark.
Doing good. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you talking about lock her up and everything and all. Why do you think they're putting her name on above the prison?
That ain't never a good move. I'm telling you, if I ever accomplish anything in life, do me a favor. Don't put my name on a prison.
See, I want more than a name. I want it to be like a big old bust of her face, like right above the entrance.
I grew up thinking Julia Tutwiler must be the most horrible person in the world because they got a prison for her in Elmore County for forever. I thought that.
That's right.
But can you imagine being put into that new prison and it's like Mussolini when he was running for re-election, but it's K.I. in his face as you're entering the threshold?
That's intimidating.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things I got. You know, we was promised 4 prisons for $800 million. They're building one prison in Elmore County, and that thing is at $2.2 billion.
Yeah.
Talk about overspending.
Yeah.
And the people of Alabama is not upset about that. You know, that just looks like to me it's a whole bunch of wasted money.
It is wasted money.
Is lining their pockets.
And unfortunately, I hate saying this, but it's the truth. The people of Alabama are so used to being screwed, they don't even say nothing anymore.
I was about to say the same thing.
They just don't say nothing. You just hold your head down and go, they got me again.
We got to start channeling that energy, though, into the right
Every time
ways.
I do, I get told
maybe
about
this next election cycle.
I'm ready.
Well, you know, but the thing that gets me is if we were supposed to get 4 prisons for $800 million, and we haven't even got one, and it's $2.2 billion already.
Yeah, and there's no more capacity in that one than anything we got. So, yeah, it's just another screw job.
Well, and second thing is, you know, the reason why the mayor needs that 10 cents a gallon tax is to cover all that money they got to pay Amazon to build that building down here. I mean, you know, they got to come up with something to cover all that expense. And, you know, and then lastly, you know, our great water park down there, when are we going to have to give them another $10 million to keep the doors open?
Come spring.
Yep.
It'll be a seasonal thing. Yeah.
Y'all talk about taxation without representation and bashing Grandma Governor. I guarantee you, how many buildings or how many teachers could she have helped with that $10 million that she gave to a water park?
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Preaching to the choir. You are preaching to the choir, brother.
But they get to call it economic development.
But that's just some of the things that I, you know, they just, you talking about we the people. Yeah, we the people are pissed off.
Yes,
and
we
that's
are.
the reasons why we're pissed off.
Oh, we got good reason.
So, oh, yeah. But, yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. Y'all talking about going down there and lock her up. And, yeah, she's got her name on her own prison. So, you know.
There you go. She knows where to go.
Hope she enjoys it.
Appreciate it, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too, brother.
And let's go to line 5 real quick. You're on there. Who's this? Anybody. Anybody at all. Oh, okay.
Nah.
Oh, well. We do have to hit a break.
All right. Gil, I got something to show you.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're going to get a kick out of it.
Okay.
No, you're actually going to get mad, but it's funny.
I'm going to get mad.
Yeah.
Is it a comment?
It's, you know, player of the week.
Oh, they're going to put me on there?
I don't know.
They're going to nominate. No.
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll be right back. You'll depending on my mood, you'll know what he showed.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
1819 News.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is signing on to a legal brief that was presented in federal court this week by Marshall and 19 other state attorneys general. The brief is in support of the Trump administration and its Department of Government Efficiency. Several lawsuits have already been filed to block DOGE from its ongoing audits and exposure of government agencies engaged in waste, fraud, and abuse of taxpayer money. Marshall says that the American people voted Trump into office for the cutting of this type of fraud to happen. Marshall called the lawsuits against DOGE a last-ditch effort to preserve a broken system. The legal brief from the 20 AGs makes the case for Trump's actions based on Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
An agent with the State Bureau of Investigations was involved in a 3-vehicle crash and had to be hospitalized along with another injured passenger. Ricky Stokes News reports that a total of 4 people were injured in that crash. It occurred at a Dothan intersection with a white pickup truck speeding through an intersection and hitting 2 other SUVs. A grand jury in Mobile that was convened at the start of February has now issued indictments for 4 men regarding the fatal shooting of Jermaine Crawford. Arrests were made on Wednesday night of Darius Bell Jr., Antoine Hall Jr., DeJuan Harris, and Ramon White. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama, directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriff'sYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway, where right now you can get 1,050 square feet of carpet installed for $19.95, only at H&H Carpets in Montgomery.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. The 3 Ps are pets, pipes, and people. Take precautions tonight for a very cold night. Overnight low temperature by dawn down to about 20. That's why we have a cold weather advisory. Wind chill factor could be as low as 12. Friday, plenty of sunshine with a high temperature up to about 49. That's the best we can do. A little recovery over the weekend. 57 on Saturday, teasing 60 degrees on Sunday, up to about 67 by Monday. Plenty of sunshine each of those days. And I think we'll be in the lower 70s by Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
You can make your ASC loan payments from your phone anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. www.yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I should have recorded a video of myself making this one. Because when you do the bass line, you've got to do the bass neck.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine a good video with this one.
And you know, the new Grok 3, I'm hoping, can start making videos easy.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, make a few music videos. Have some fun.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Have some fun with it.
You know,
I do have stuff where I'm
musician?
singing. I just haven't really put it out.
You know a musician? Musician?
Huh?
A musician?
What about him?
Do you know one? Like you can put the whole, I know you got the bass, but we got the whole band? Or are you just going to do the...
No, I was going to do like what the Gorillas did. Like, you don't even know what those guys look like. Make it a cartoon.
I have no idea what they look like.
Right.
Yeah, are they even, honestly, are they...
I don't even
make fun of the old man, but are they a real band? Or
oh, yeah, absolutely. They're great.
I know I've heard them, but I just never seen them. I just thought it was some kid on a computer and went, hey, watch this. This is cool.
Let's go to line one
Have
and
you
talk
met
to
them? You don't know they're real.
Michael.
You just play with the old man. Hey, Michael, how you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Now, this is not exactly the same thing, okay? But you recall that Hillary was a bogus senator from New York State, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's right.
Moved up there.
Yeah.
Do you know that there is a Clinton correctional facility in New York State? Okay, now, like I said, not quite the same thing. But I was listening to you guys, and I don't know if I heard this on Law and Order or something. And I said, wait a minute, Clinton correctional facility. So I Googled it, and sure enough, it's in New York. It's in New York State. It's upstate. It's upstate New York. So they wouldn't even have to change the name if they put it in there.
That is great.
What, if anybody needs to go to prison, it's Hillary Clinton.
100%.
You know, and what's her name? Chelsea ain't far behind.
Dude, I think the DOGE is going to catch up with Chelsea.
Well,
yeah.
And Bill, and Bill is just beyond, Bill's Bill.
Yeah, but what Bill gets paid off in, there ain't no receipts. So
that's true. Well, they still should be able to get Hillary on that Vince Foster suicide, right?
Well, I mean, he shot himself in the back, but
yeah,
what is the body count at this point?
Dude,
like 100 something?
Yeah, they're in the triple digits.
See, and on a serious note, let's not forget Benghazi.
Oh yeah.
She should be brought up on. She should be brought up on charges for that too.
100%.
But anyway, it'll never happen.
I think they just need to confine her and Bill together to house arrest.
Ooh,
I think that's going to be
poor Bill.
Both of them. I think they would not. It's just a marriage of convenience. I think at this point, man.
Awful.
Oh, absolutely. Just real quick. One night, this guy had a dream, and God appeared to him. God appeared to him in a dream, and the guy says to God, he says, "Lord," he says, "will we ever have a black president?" And God says, "Yes, my son, but not in your lifetime." And so then he says, "Well, Lord, will we ever have a woman president?" And God said, "Yes, my son, but not in your lifetime." He says, "Will it be Hillary Clinton?" God said, "Not in my lifetime." But anyway, man, I just wanted to call on and share that little nugget with you.
I appreciate it, Mike.
Have a good one, buddy.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Again, folks, this part of the program brought to you by Dillon Rings.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at Dillon Rings. They are a full-service jewelry shop, which means they can help you with anything, everything when it comes to your jewelry. It could be you want a spa treatment.
Right.
So you got like a ring or a bracelet or just any jewelry that you wear all the time. So it
probably gets a little dull,
a little
get
worn
some
out.
stuff on it, yeah.
Well, what if it could be made brand new again?
That's an idea.
shimmer and shine like it's brand new again.
I like that.
They can do that there at Dillon Rings. They can also do repair work, custom design work, appraisals, maybe you inherited something.
Yeah.
Haven't had it checked out in a while.
You need to find out what the insurance value needs to be on it because you
Right.
might have it underinsured.
And then, of course, they have an amazing selection there. Leslie has just wonderful taste in what they're stocking up there. And I, by the way, got an answer because we're looking at this ring here, folks. And it is a beautiful emerald and diamond ring. And has a European shank. It's a pretty hefty ring, but it'll keep the big top ring. It'll keep it upright on your finger, essentially, is the idea. It really secures it. And if you stop by Dillon Rings and tell them Joey sent you, you can get that ring for $4,375 instead of the regular price of $6,250.
That's over $2,000.
It's an amazing discount.
Good discount.
But there's only one left, and the spotlight sale ends February 28th, which is about, what, a week away?
Yeah.
You got 1 week to go in there and say, hey, Joey sent me, and you can buy this thing. But I was asking, what are the different, so KT means carat, which refers to the percentage of pure gold in the alloy. For instance, 14 karat is 58.5% pure gold.
Okay.
Then CTW is carat's total weight. Carat is the weight of a diamond or gemstone. 1 carat equals about 0.2 grams.
Interesting.
Huh.
I got a question for you. What weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold?
I saw this on Rogan, where it's like troy ounces, right? So the feathers weigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you? I saw
didn't
it
know
on Rogan
that.
too, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff like
Yeah.
that. Anyway, I'm sure Josh Ryder knew that.
Of course he knew.
Y'all get by Dillon Rings today. They're located at 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway, sort of the back end entrance to the whole AUM complex, where the old Fun Zone Skate Center used to be,
That's
pretty
right.
much. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie, Joey and Eddie, those guys on the radio, sent you. You know, I think I love this guy in an appropriate way.
Okay.
JD Vance, I think I love this guy.
He's good.
Let's listen
The
in.
fundamental goal of our immigration policy,
This is at CPAC earlier today.
Okay.
of our border policy, of DOGE saving taxpayer money, the fundamental goal is we want your children and grandchildren to be able to raise a family in security and comfort in the country that we all love. That is the whole goal of President Trump's agenda.
Pure and simple.
Sounds pretty good,
put.
right?
Well put. What do you love? We're going to help you do what you love, which is fantastic. But one guy that really has got my attention, and it's because he's so New York, is this new Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick. And he was on with Jesse Waters last night. This guy, I mean, I could listen to this guy talk for days. Like, he has fascinating stories.
Got your attention, does he?
Yeah, well, there's one story, it's too long to bring up, that will bring you to tears about 9/11 and how he was doing so well. Like, he was one of these guys that, like, I'm not even taking out debt.
Mhm.
We're just loading up the company's reserves. Wow. And he did so well that he put his company on the top floor of the World Trade Center.
Oh, boy.
And not only do his friends work with him and his brother, and it's a heck of a story. You can look it up. Just Howard Lutnick 9/11. It's about a 20-minute story. I don't want to say any more than that. It's incredibly moving and tragic.
Mm-hmm.
But Lutnick is he's one of these guys I suspect that the White House comms team's like, okay, Howard.
Oh, really?
Rein it in a little bit, Howard, because he gets excited.
They're going to give him a shock collar?
Right. But let's listen in. This is, again, Jesse Waters' show. I don't ever watch Fox. Like, I really don't. I get the clips, but I don't actually just sit there and watch Fox.
Well, the clips, you get the cliff notes, buddy. I mean,
yeah,
you get the highlights.
Anyway, here's the interview.
Howard Lutnick is here now. First of all, congratulations on your confirmation, Secretary.
Thank you. And all Republicans, the Democrats didn't show up for me at all. I guess they're afraid of good government. They're just afraid of good government.
So you're in there just barely, 24 hours. What are you seeing with this DOGE fraud they're discovering? Could you imagine it was this bad?
Well, when I set up DOGE with Elon, so back in October, Elon Musk and I flew down to Texas, got Elon Musk to do it, and here was our agreement that Elon was going to cut $1 trillion of waste, fraud, and abuse. Think about it. We have almost $4 trillion of entitlements, and no one's ever looked at it before. You know Social Security is wrong. You know Medicaid and Medicare are wrong. So he's going to cut $1 trillion, and then we're going to get rid of all these tax scams that hammer against America, and we're going to raise $1 trillion of revenue. And our objective under Donald Trump is to balance this budget. And I'm telling you, you watch it, we're going to do it.
If you get savings from these DOGE cuts, are you going to give any of this back to the American people? We keep hearing about these DOGE dividends.
Well, think about it. Donald Trump announces the External Revenue Service, and his goal is very simple. His goal is to abolish the Internal Revenue Service and let all the outsiders pay. I mean, this is someone who is focused on America. Let's drive down our waste, fraud, and abuse. I'll give you an example. Cruise ships. You ever see a cruise ship with an American flag on the back?
Nope.
They have flags of like Liberia or Panama. None of them pay taxes.
Right.
None of them pay taxes. Every super tanker, none pays taxes. Alcohol, all foreign alcohol, no taxes. This is going to end under Donald Trump, and those taxes are going to be paid, and Americans' tax rates are going to come down. That's what Donald Trump wants to do. Balance our budget and cut our taxes. I mean, imagine a Democratic senator going against that. What planet are these people on?
And this is the guy who's very bullish on Bitcoin, which is great that he's in that Commerce Secretary position. But what I love is just, it was subtle in it, despite how that the guy talks, it was subtle in what he was saying. This had been in the works.
Yeah.
Why are we seeing so much get done in a month? Because this had all been planned out beforehand.
That's my
The team was already together. The people that Trump could actually trust, they're already all together. Like the technology side of things, more the financial business side of things, whether it's Lutnick or Steve Witkoff, who, by the way, I think it was Colonel Douglas McGregor say it the other day, usually the smartest guy in the room, especially in government, is the one who talks the least. And you just see Lutnick there, or excuse me, Witkoff there, as Rubio and Mike Waltz, the Secretary of State and National Security Advisors, are talking about meeting with Russia, and Witkoff's just sitting there like, and then, sir, how did it go? Oh, it went great. He's straight up New York, but you can tell this is the guy that Trump trusts the most to go be my voice in that deliberation. And I don't know what he says, how he pulls it off, but that guy, the team he's put together and how planned out all this is, it makes me so happy.
Me too. And I think, I can't think of any president in my time that's ever hit the road running so hard. But for any president in the future, this kind of lays out your groundwork. Don't go around glad-handing and slapping everybody on the back saying, hey, we did it, we did it, we did it. We voted you in to hit the road and get to work. And this man is doing it.
And there are a lot of folks, you know, the foreign policy thing, as Jeff Deist said, could break down the coalition. I think maybe, but everybody's worried who wants to get out all these wars. You know, he picked a hawk, Mike Waltz, for National Security Advisor. Here's Mike Waltz the other day on Fox News.
All right.
I love this message.
One has gotten the message that the era of an endless grinding war with death and destruction on all sides, costing hundreds of billions and costing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives, that era is over. President Trump has been very clear he intends to bring this war to an end, that all sides need to be bought into that, and that, you know, I think the frustration is really stemmed just in the last week from this bizarre pushback and escalation of rhetoric over a presentation of what we see as an absolute opportunity, and that's to have the United States invest in Ukrainian infrastructure, to have them grow both their minerals, their natural natural resources, their oil and gas. And I have to tell you, a part of a much bigger pie is certainly better than where it stands today. And then, just as an important subtick to that is that, we look at the type of aid the Europeans are providing. And it's often in the form of loans. It's being repaid with the interest on seized Russian assets. We believe the American taxpayer deserves to recoup much of their investment. All of that's an opportunity for Ukraine. They need to see that for what it is. And instead, we had this kind of escalating rhetoric and pushback, and the president's not going to tolerate it.
Okay. No, and y'all squealing kind of reveals a lot.
Yep.
By the way, somebody on Twitter reiterating that Kash Patel confirmed. That's right, baby. Kash Patel, the new director.
Cash is king, baby.
Of the FBI.
Love it. Love it.
Quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
No one wants to wait on service for an overhead door. With 20 years in the industry, you now have access to the best with All Access Overhead Door. All Access Overhead Doors offers prompt professional service at affordable prices on all service and new garage doors for residential and commercial locations. All Access Overhead Door serves the river region and can take care of whatever you need when it comes to your overhead door. Remember, you have access to the best. All Access Overhead Door. Call and schedule an appointment today. 320-2440. And like them on Facebook. They sell the best and service the rest.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Yeah, I am great. How about you guys?
Oh, we're good.
All right.
Put down my reader glasses and take a break for a second. It's been a day today. We have been busy. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys.
No problem.
Absolutely rolling all day long, getting bids out, getting stuff ordered, ready to roll. It's just been a good day since my feet hit the ground. How about you guys?
Oh, pretty busy.
Been
Pretty
a
good
great
day.
day,
Yeah. Phones have been lit up.
Yeah. Hey, I just got on my phone that Cash Patel got in.
Cash is king, baby.
I'm telling you, just winning. I can't even keep up with it. I almost feel like a Missouri fan.
Yeah?
That was just wrong for all my Alabama friends. I'm sorry, guys, about last night. Did you watch that game?
No. I didn't.
It was awful. It was just awful. And like I said, I'm not really an Alabama fan. Even though Sailor's going to go there, I'm going to have to say it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Got
to fit
But
in.
I felt sorry for them. That was embarrassing.
They probably still ain't got over that whooping Auburn gave them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Carrying it with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, graduated from Missouri, so I was like, good for you, Joe. Good for you.
Go.
Spanked them so good it still
You're
stings.
doing really well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's just a good day all the way around. Cash Patel's in. We've got sales galore. If you need a floor, call us 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free estimate. Next thing you know, get a floor down.
And when you call them up at 285-8117, be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Hey, have a great day.
You too, Ray. See you, bro.
Like hearing that he's busy. Pamela Dubuque is in the studio with us now. Hello, Pamela. How are you?
Hi. I just took a little cat nap in my car before I came in here.
Okay.
I feel at least like $100.
A cat nap?
Yeah.
You're like Napoleon?
No, more like Garfield.
Well,
No, he would sleep on the battlefield.
Really?
Yeah.
He's so short. How can anybody tell?
No, he'd literally just
lay back,
lay back on a tree or something.
Play
Just
dead?
fall asleep, take a little cat nap.
I can do that. I can sleep anywhere.
Okay.
hmm
All right. How was your birthday yesterday?
It was good. Yeah, we went to the Baumhauers after the show.
Excellent. How was that?
It was good. There was quite a few people there. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yep. Saw some familiar faces, met some new people,
Yeah.
went home and watched E.T.
All right, since we have a woman in the studio, I'm going to go ahead. Can you tell I have a woman's vest on right now? Okay.
Not when you're sitting.
I'm going to throw this out along the road on Carmichael Road as I leave here.
I do like the layering, though.
Yeah, no.
I just kind of noticed we almost match.
The layered look. What?
But is
with the dark.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm easy to match.
folks, if you don't know, it played out off air. As Pamela walked into the studio, Eddie stood up like really quick. What do you think? And you furrowed your brow and you're like, that's tapered.
She didn't want to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
But the truth kind
But
of
I love that you caught a glimpse of yourself in your mirror and you're like, ooh.
I don't ever do that, and this is the reason
I'm
why.
almost imagine you like
do it again.
new boot goofing, like over there clicking your heels together. Like,
I'm just going back to being the pretty guy that doesn't need all this. I just need my natural beauty. I don't need to layer.
Yeah, and charm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got something, right?
Sure. Did we learn anything today? People don't like taxes.
Yeah, we learned that for sure, whether it be national or local.
Yeah, they're very impassioned about that.
Yeah, for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch McConnell's not going to seek re-election, but he needs to go ahead and resign. We learned that. Kash Patel is actually FBI director.
If you are running behind him, would you want his support? Would you want him to come out and say, hey, I want Joey to write? Me neither.
No.
Me neither.
No. Something we didn't really get into, I just mentioned the headline. First openly gay federal judge threatens to block executive order on transgender troops, claims two genders, quote, not biologically correct.
So now we have to ask all judges before we allow them to be a judge how many genders there are?
It's just absolutely crazy.
Yep.
Absolutely crazy. And it's like, well, look at this, these peer-reviewed things. It's like, it's all fake.
Yep.
Absolutely fake. But anyway, that'll probably be overturned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now, I know this doesn't interest you, but we got a great hockey game tonight.
Oh,
USA and Canada, one more time.
Oh, one more time.
One more butt whooping they're going to get.
I can't wait.
Neither can I. I'm very excited. A little nervous, but very excited.
Have you always watched hockey?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get much of it down here.
No.
I think a year ago we even went to one of the Birmingham Bulls games just
I
to
went
see
to
it.
one too.
It was nice to
not
see,
great,
but all I want to do is
yeah.
lace up. I think I'm better than half of them that are out there, even though
I
I'm
love
saying
hockey.
that from the bench. But yeah,
Yep.
it's a good American
love
sport,
it.
and it's making a huge comeback. And
It
what people don't
is.
understand, and Canadians are ticked off,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these Canadians and Russians and European hockey players, they have settled in the United States. They've had children here.
Mm-hmm.
So their children now are becoming 16, 17, 18-year-old. We have taken your hockey players.
They got the cream of the crop.
That's right.
Y'all can keep Ryan Reynolds, though.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, not a fan.
Have y'all gotten into that
Can't
controversy?
stand him.
Like
no,
the
but
whole-
I
haven't
saw
really.
it, and I just like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. You can't stand them?
I can't. No.
When did this begin?
Uh,
Van Wilder?
no. Probably the second Deadpool.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of him in Deadpool either. I like the smart aleckness of it, but I didn't like him.
I think it was too much.
Yeah.
And I think he's really like that, and that is so off-putting.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
So off-putting.
Because it does come so natural.
It does. And I'm like,
That's how he is. Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah. I like, he's his favorite person
Yeah.
in the world. You can tell.
I know some people like that. It's, oof. Oh,
Yeah, it's hard to be around him.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like that. But yes, I have gotten into the drama. And I think it all boils down to his
Him
ego
being
hurt.
him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I stopped when I realized, like, I don't have to read this.
No.
Like,
It's all over my TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. I just sometimes the celebrity gossip, I'm like, I don't need it.
No, I don't pay attention to a lot of it.
Like I read
How about Macron's wife? Have you gone down that rabbit hole?
That's
That chick-
also
that chick with a-
that's also
That's
on
her
my TikTok.
dad. That's his dad.
What?
It is weird.
Go down the rabbit hole.
That's his
Yes,
dad.
That is what is alleged.
Yeah, all alleged, but whoo, man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know you're not a huge fan of Candace Owens, but she got me into it. But then TikTok took over, and
Oh yeah, Candace Owens is what got me into the Ryan Reynolds thing too.
Oh, really?
Because
I
she
just-
deep dived it.
I never liked Candace.
yeah, she one that got me into it. And it wasn't because I'm a big fan. What she was saying sounded so salacious, like this is
Yes,
crazy,
yes.
easily disproved. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, ooh, oh my god,
I know. There's pictures too.
yeah,
Like, I
that
mean,
match up.
It is
I'm telling you,
bizarre. And she is a weird looking woman.
Joey has said it before. Once women and men reach a certain age, they kind of start to look alike.
Did you see the? I didn't see this on
Maybe in
Candace
some
Owens,
cases.
but I did see something with Macron, and she was wearing a puffy vest, and it fit her beautifully.
Was it tapered?
Excellent tailoring.
Oh, tapered, all right. Cover up all manner of sin.
I don't wear vest.
I like the vest.
Why did you admit to me it was a woman's?
That's we're close. I
Without
thought I could
any
share with you without
questioning.
being mocked.
Like with no, there was no line of questioning either. It just came out right from the gate.
It did.
No, I sit down right before we begin the show. He's like, "Yeah, I think this is Susanna's vest." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a great day." And it was.
See what happens when you share with your friend? I was looking
Yeah.
for support. No, dude, that's so manly. Certainly not hers. No, I got, it's going to be a good show.
Oh no! So you want to be like, "Yeah, sure, man. You look great, whatever you wear."
Nah, because I know you're lying.
Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.